Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello from everybody all around the world. This is the Watch Report with me, your host, Jean-Luc Welch. Make some noise. Yes, sir. Clap it up. Get excited wherever you are. We are back to start off this Tuesday afternoon with action, fervor, fun, and excitement, covering the boxing and sports world all around the globe. We got so much to cover in the world of sports. We got Kambosos losing to Richard Hitchins calling out the likes of Tio and Devin Haney, more specifically Devin Haney, who will be able to win that fight if that fight does indeed commence and take place. Also, we gotta talk about Inoue again. Just something I want to touch on for a minute. Could he match the likes of Floyd Mayweather? Now, I understand that may get some ire from the crowd. Hey, don't touch Floyd. My goodness, who can be better than TBT? I know, or TBE, the money team. What is it? Is TBE the best ever? TMT, the money team. He may got some other moniker too. But again, I'm not trying to be sacrilegious. There's a different point I'm going at. From the standpoint of accomplishments, could he potentially match the likes of Floyd going down the line if he stays in the sport long enough? We'll delve into that a little bit more and so much more also in this show. So please leave a like on the video if you're here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you know whenever we go and post on YouTube and whatever we do with this channel. And share the show with everybody you know so we can keep on building up this empire together. And also, if you want to leave your chats in the comments joining in on the conversation, hey, do it right here in the chat. We can bring it up on the screen. If everything works accordingly, we can bring it up on the screen so your voice can be seen to the masses throughout the whole of the sports world and community. So we're happy to be here with you today. We're happy to start out your week with a bang. We're also available on every podcasting platform imaginable. So Apple, Spotify, you name it, we're there. And if we're not, tell us. We'll get there absolutely no question about it. Rate us 5 stars. Tell a friend. Tell anybody. Tell your family. Tell your boss. I don't care who you tell. Put them on the hottest show in all the globe right here on YouTube and every podcasting platform with the Watch Report so they can keep on building up this empire together as we continue to grow and flourish and shine with you all at the helm. So again, without... excuse me, but hey, we got a lot to cover in a short amount of time to do it. So without further ado, we got to talk about boxing first and foremost. And since we're talking about boxing, it's time to step into the ring. Hey. Oh, my gosh, wait a minute. Hold on, my mic was loud. But hey, let's get it started. Round 1 of this show going underway as we got to talk about Richard Hitchins KOing Kambosos. My gosh. In a fight that, honestly, I did not care for. I'll be completely honest with you. I'm so serious. I didn't care for this fight. I wasn't worried about this fight. This fight had no impact on me personally. Not because I don't respect Hitchins or respect Kambosos, but as I've been advertising ever since this fight had been announced, it's mid versus mid. You know, for these two kind of unappealing to me in terms of star power and talent. Now again, I get it. Just because the in-ring product is the best thing, but I'll full disclaimer, wasn't as invested in this fight as I've been in with most of the other fights we've covered on this show. Because you know how I feel about Richard Hitchins. Not really a big fan. Kambosos, kind of thought he was overrated a little bit, getting opportunities somehow in some way when the brother has lost every single major fight he's been in. But hey, we're here. Another championship opportunity for Kambosos, defending his title with Richard Hitchins. And Hitchins, I gotta give it to him. Hey, the brother shut me up. Hey, this cat showed up. This cat showed up for real. It was a dominating performance by Richard Hitchins. KO Kambosos in what I believe was the 6th or the 8th round, just about. And to the body shot, no less. I mean, it's insane. Also, we got people in the chat. Hold on a minute. Jay Will, what's going on with the hey, brother? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in to the show. What's up with you? How you doing? Got that flacker? Hey, man. Yeah, I told you I was going to. Hey, you see it. The waves ain't in yet, but the waves, they were where they were from last time. Give me 2 days. I'm going to be swimming back again like I normally do. But I'm telling you right now, we went back to the park. I like the look. I'm sorry. I know it might be me. People may see me trying to follow in the footsteps of Mike Tyson, but I don't care. It fits me. It fits me just fine. And I told you, the hairline is always clean. Oh, I'm always looking good. Now I just look better. And hey, it shows you where your money's going. It ain't going just to nowhere. Hey, brother, y'all paid me y'all said to get a haircut, and y'all sent me some dough. Because y'all said I was looking dingy. So, hey, I took your advice. If you want to keep calling me dingy, keep on paying me. That's what I got to say. You want to talk about how I look? That's perfectly fine. Just send me your support while you demean how I feel or how I look. I'm perfectly fine with it. I'll take all the criticism. Absolutely. Y'all can pay for my haircuts every week. If we want to really be on the up and up with this whole thing. I'm just laughing. We just having fun. But let me keep on reading what you all got to say. Let's see. Hitchins only needed 8 rounds to do something Devin Haney couldn't do in 24. Hitchins did something that Teofimo Lopez wasn't able to do. Hitchins actually beat the brother. Hey, Hitchins actually beat the brother. Teo couldn't even beat that brother in terms of Kambosos on that one night. And we know Devin Haney, again, he won dominantly. Absolutely. But putting him down wasn't his game. Now, this has opened my eyes to some things about Hitchins I didn't realize. He actually has a really good left hook. I knew he was a great boxer. He just seemed, to me, stylistically, just kind of unappealing. You know, I had a bunch of people above him, people like Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Supremo Matias, most of the top contenders at 140. I had above him. I said he was, as a champion, one of the lower tier champions. Not from the standpoint of he isn't a real champion, but from the standpoint of hierarchy from talent of the best at the heights of the division. I said he wasn't really all that. Understandable. Now, he beat Kambosos. Now, how we feel about Kambosos? Do we rate it as high as if he had beaten the likes of, Devin Haney? No. But there's some respect that needs to be given. There's some respect that has been earned. There's some respect on his talent that I didn't give him at all. For the longest time. Because I didn't value that brother. Now I got to value this man. I got to. He showed a lot of quality traits against a game. Because again, Kambosos is always game. Kambosos is never somebody that just lays down and just he submits. He's going to give you the best that he's got. That's the truth. And so he's not just an easy out to be able to go and just beat. Now, he's still a good fighter. He's just not a great fighter. But he's a good fighter with a lot of heart that can, again, on his best day, upset some of the biggest names in the division, like a Teofimo Lopez from days gone by. But now, Hitchins, he passed his test. Not only did he pass it with flying colors and knocked that butt out with a body shot notice. See, here's the thing. I didn't know he had power, let alone power going downstairs. That was the one thing. I knew he had a great jab. Left hook showed even better than what I had seen in the past. As a boxer, great footwork, understand good distance, was able to, again, be a counter puncher, can move, can also stand in front of you while still being safe, being able to do a little bit, not a lot, little bit of what we see from the likes of Shakur Stevenson, just a little bit in terms of being able to fight inside the pocket. Hey, impressive. But to have power going downstairs to the body, I did not know that was something that he had. On top of being able to beat up Kambosos. See, he didn't just outbox him. He didn't just win the fight. This man beat this brother up. He did. He beat him up bad. I mean, he beat him up pillar to post. And it was Hey, that earned some respect from me. I got to give it to him. I got to give it to him. That earned some respect from me. And I can't lie. I've been a detractor of Hitchins. I have been not a fan. I'm not going to call her a hater. But I've been very low on Hitchins as a competitive, elite, championship tier fighter. Yes, he's a champion. But in terms of how long he was going to keep that belt, I didn't have a whole lot of promise. I didn't have a whole lot of hype around it. I didn't have a whole lot of faith in him. I'm going to be completely honest. But he showed some new things to me. And I got to give him his props. But also on the side of Kambosos, hey, this better be the last time this brother gets a title. I'm sorry. Again, I'm not trying to hate, but this better be the last time this brother gets a title. Because he has been getting championship opportunities almost every single time out the door, or at least getting a big fight opportunities every single time out the door. It doesn't make no sense to me. And let me see what you got to. Kambosos respect him, but no more title shots with this guy. He's a Buster Douglas out there. I said it right before you said it. Oh, my bad. But we in the same boat. We thinking the same thing. Hey, brother, stop, please. Oh my gosh. Like, I am. How many times have we said that this cat, okay, this is going to be his last shot at a big-time title. This is going to be his last shot at a big fight. This is going to be his last opportunity to get a big-time payday. Not for the same, we still want him to make his money. Let's be real. I'm not saying don't make your money, but I'm saying him getting in these big fights with big names, championship-wise or not, consistently being on the top of the card against competitive top-tier fighters, it's like, how does he keep getting these opportunities? And he keeps losing every time he gets into these opportunities. So for about 3 fights, we've been asking, hey, brother, when somebody else is going to get into it? It better be now. I tell you, it better be now. It better be now. Because, look, this was, I think, and again, I hope I'm right. Not for the sake of trying to hate, but for the sake of the continuation of this sport. This was the most poignant, expression in the ring that Kambosos is down completely on the downtrend for his career. It's got to be. It has to be. It has to be. It has to be. He got beat soundly. Again, incredibly soundly. He got knocked out to the body. A brother who doesn't go down for anything or goes down for very little got knocked down to the body and couldn't beat the count, was beat up, was outboxed, was outclassed. And it was in a way that it was, I don't want to call it unheard of. Because again, like I said, we've seen him lose. Outside of Teofimo Lopez, we've seen him lose most of his big fights. But in a way that it feels like, yeah, this is it. It feels like this is it. In terms of, now it's time to, let the, you got your money, you got your family, you've been in big situations, but now it's time for him to journeyman to just, fighting for the love of the game, but no more of these big time shots, no more of these championship opportunities, at least for the immediate, If he fights his way back up, fine, but put this brother at the back of the line like he's supposed to be, and make him have to get back to the top instead of consistently putting this cat in big-time fight scenarios. I get it. Big brother in Australia. Huge. Bringing paydays left, right, and center. Right now is what is there. And again, I don't call this in the means of comparison of greatness. But for Australia, you got Jai Apatai. And then you got Kambosos as the 2 leading men for the entirety of the country who people love to pay to watch. That's their guy. That's their Derek Chisora. Shoot, you can argue that's their Pacquiao from the standpoint of just beloved nature and consistent turnout on the whole of the country. And so because of that, shoot, brother. It's like that. That's why I keep getting this shot. Tim Tszyu. I forgot. Yeah, you're right. Don't forget Tim Tszyu. Again, I'm still off the backs of that knockout loss to Murtaza. And yes, he came back, got a knockout against Was it Jarvis? I think it was Jarvis. Hopefully I think I might be forgetting the name that Timothy just recently came back from. They put himself back in a respectable contendership. Like Joey Spencer, that's what I'm thinking of. Jarvis was who Keith Thurman fought against. My bad. Or started with a J. Might be saying it wrong. Might not be Jarvis. But yeah, Joey Spencer. Timothy knocked out Joey Spencer. Keith Thurman knocked out. I think it's Jarvis was his last name. I could be wrong, but somebody started with the J. But Tim Sue is again another one who is a big, big supported star in Australia. So he's amongst those big three, those names of big revenue generators. So I get financially why he always gets these shots because hey, brother, the people pay. The people do pay to see him. A big portion, literally, an entire country. Paid to see this cat. I can't knock the business acumen. But shoot, brother. At this point, hey, sometimes you gotta let it slide through. And I think this is one of those times where it's like, okay, I think he's done. Not done boxing. Most likely still got a couple years left in him. But at this championship here, I think finally we can say definitively, yeah, this cat's done it. This cat, he's done it at the top of the mountain. I think we can definitively say he is done at the top of the boxing hierarchy when it comes to championship opportunities. Let me keep on reading. Let me see. Joey Spencer. Yep, you're right. Thanks for reading. Tim beats Fundora. The hype will come back. And you can Brock Jarvis. Okay, so thank you. Now, actually, hey, we can keep this going real quick after talking about Australian stars before we go into the next topic of the day. Also, Jay Riggs, what's good with that? Hey, brother, how you doing? Thanks for tuning into the show. Appreciate you coming up and joining in. Glad to see that you're here. What you got to say? What's up, Preacher? Bringing all the confidence to the channel. What's up, Boxman? Hey, man, we talking a lot. We got a lot to come. Ironically enough, it's been relatively somewhat of a slow week for the sport. Not really as much going on as we've had for the past, 4 months, just about. But we got fights coming up. We got Jen Sasaki versus Brian O'Mara Jr. Hey, we're excited for that fight. Hey, oh, yes, we are. Definitely excited for that fight coming up this weekend. Hey, my comment. Hey, now hold on, wait a minute. I told you it got fixed 2 weeks ago. Wait a second. Oh, wait. You had popped in. I'm sorry. You had popped in and popped out when I had told you that we had gotten your comments fixed. I think you just never got to see it. But yeah, we got this fixed, I think last week or might have been 2 weeks ago, where now we got all the chats fixed. You were blocked on the chat bot. So that's why you weren't getting pulled up. I had you blocked. Genuinely. I just didn't know what the setting was. I initially said I didn't have you blocked. I did. Hey, my bad. Ooh-wee. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to put you out. But I finally found the setting. And I finally found that you were blocked from being able to be pulled up on the chat. Now you're fixed. Nobody's blocked. Everything's on the up and up, at least from what I can tell right now. And you're working just fine. So, hey, I told you, I'm going to get it. I told you I was going to find it out. It just took a minute. It just took a hot minute. Hey, brother, how was I blocked? I don't know. Hey, but hey, I don't know. Look, I'm like... you're dealing with a cat who's trying to figure this whole thing out still. I'm still learning new stuff about all of this equipment. And I've been doing this for a year and a half, 2 years. And so I ain't trying to make excuses, but brother, I'm just getting my feet wet into the ins and outs of this. So hey, it's not it's not your phone. It's not your phone. Yeah, it's not your phone, is it? Too funny. Too funny, nutty. It's not. I told you it wasn't your phone. I told you it was. Don't put that phone on me as to why your butt couldn't get pulled up on the screen. I just said, let me figure it out. Don't try to put it on me that you made a bad purchase. Because I tried to help you. Yeah, I remember the whole conversation. Every chat, hey, brother, you made me get a new phone. It's your fault. We like it. No, it ain't. No. Ah, shoot. Oh, boy. But hey, look, you can put your mind at ease. Your phone works just fine. The chat works just fine. You don't have to worry about upgrading. It's going to mess you up. It's only going to make you better, and it keeps you safer and more secure. So your wife told you to do the right thing. Thankfully, you took my advice. I gave you a scare for a couple months, so I can't lie. But we got it fixed now, and now you know your phone is completely fine. So hey, it's all. Oh shoot. See, I was gonna change it. See. I told you, just give me a minute. It may take a second, but I promise you I won't steer you wrong. It might take a minute. Okay, things may look a little bit rocky, but I promise you, most of the advice I give you, it ain't gonna steer you wrong, though it may seem a little bit confusing at times. And I know this whole situation may have made it a little bit confusing. I get that. Hey, I'm sorry I had to give you that scare, but we good now. And so hey, if you like that, if you actually, it's a perfect place for a plug. Since now I proved you right, go ahead and send me some time. See, I told you I ain't gonna be called lacking to get me wrong. I don't put these Cash App links and PayPal links for nothing but I put my reputation on the line. So I gotta be right in everything. Okay, outside of sports, I gotta be right. So hey, Nostradamus was right again. Quasimodo got it right. So since I got it right, brother, pay me. Oh shoot! Oh gosh! I'm just being funny. I'm not trying to force anybody. I'm not trying to force anybody to pay me. Please, I'm not trying. It's all jokes. We just having fun. Oh shoot! Oh, my chest hurts. Oh my gosh, that's funny. I'm sorry. Look, for those of you just tuning in, I'm sorry. We just had everything fixed. We just had a very funny moment with the chat. I'm not trying to force you to pay me some money. We're just being funny. We're just having a laugh. But shameless plug, if you want to support and you like what we're doing, go ahead. Cash App, PayPal on the screen. Links in the description. If you want to help support the channel, any amount will do. We appreciate it so much. I'm sorry, I'm cracking myself up, but we still got a lot to cover on this show. We had what was it? Jay Will had shoot. Oh gosh, that's funny. Jay Will had he had brought us a couple points I had missed before I went to Jay Riggs. Let me go back to you, and I'm gonna go back into the flow of the show. I wouldn't be shocked if Kambosos got Poro fight in Australia. Well, you know what? That's not a bad fight. It's not a bad fight. And I think, but I'll say this. That's not a bad fight, but that's the only fight you should get. For me. That's the only fight that you should get for me. Again, like I said before, we need to, if we're going to be real about this, we got to get the ball rolling on this brother actively being out of the continuous title picture. Because, again, at some point in time, he keeps getting shots at to some degree. And again, my personal opinion, to some degree, don't feel deserved. If he beats Poirot again, well, actually, I can't even say that, because if he beats Poirot, then he's deservedly right back in the title picture. Well, shoot, hey, you know what? Let me scratch that statement. Let me rephrase it. If he beats Poirot and gets back to the picture, phenomenal, great. That's a fight that's likely to happen in Australia. You are right. We'll see it. It most likely will, because money, again, they're going to pay to see the brother. They will pay to see the brother. So, yeah, you're right, J. Will. This fight will most likely happen. If he loses it, then he has to string some big wins together. Exactly. Yep, you're absolutely right. Let me keep on reading to make sure that we are not missing anybody. Tom and Jerry comments are still a hot topic. Oh, it's still being talked about. Okay, wait a minute now. How long is it that we're going to have this conversation of running and boxing? Well, actually, no. It's a necessary conversation. It needs to be continued. We're gonna touch back. We're gonna touch back on this again. Absolutely. Let me just keep going down through the chat real quick and make sure what's going. Let's see that's funny in English. Hey, brother. Hey, look, we trying to make that's funny in any language. We just trying to make everybody laugh and have some fun. That's all we doing right here. Let's see. Emiliano Vargas versus Tio. Has that been announced? Wait a second. Hold on. Wait. Hold, stop the presses real quick. Jay Will, we're going to get back to you and your comment. But are we saying that fight, has it been officially announced? Hold on a minute. Wait a second. Hopefully I ain't missed nothing. I've been, let me go to Twitter. Let me go to social media to make sure. Has this fight been announced, or this is a fight that we see will happen down the line in the future? Oh, Lord. Oh, my gosh. My bad. Sorry, I just saw something. Is that fight happening next? Or is it just a fight as a prediction? And excuse me if I'm missing it real quick, but as I'm looking it up, I'm going to go keep touching on the likes of Jay Will's comment, because seemingly running in boxing is still a big time fact. No, just asking for a future option. If that's an asking for future option, that is an option. It is an option. I could see it. It's just like I said again. This continues the point that we've had in the past. We were talking about the likes of Tio, and we were saying he didn't have a whole bunch of options, which, again, chat proved me wrong. Understandable. Jay Riggs, you were right. He does have a bunch of options, so I got to give you props on that. You're absolutely right. Even though Vargas is absolutely an option for Tio to fight against, no question about it. Absolutely. I don't know if he's going to sign. That's the problem. And again, we can touch on this later on in the show, because this is a good conversation to drum back up. But real quick, just as a quick summary before we touch back on it later on in the show, the whole issue with Tio is not the fact that Tio does not have options, because as you all showed me, he does. It's the fact that I don't know if he will sign with the options that are available, unless it's only the specific options of Tio Tank or Tio Boots, at least for me. And I don't see him moving any other way, almost assuredly. If I'm wrong, great, because I want to see him in the ring. There's a lot of good people that he can get in the ring with. You all showed me that. But I don't know if he will himself sign the contracts to make those fights happen, because he doesn't want anybody except for a select number of names. So the options are there. You all are absolutely right. But it is Tio's responsibility as well to jump on those options and make something happen. But again, just my opinion. But we can talk about it later on, because again, it's a lot to discuss. But let me keep on reading. Right before it came out saying boxing is a dangerous game, so you want people to risk their lives more. Hold on. Wait, okay, so this is a quote. Right before it came out and said, boxing is a dangerous game, so you want people to risk their lives more. You want them to sit there and be in the pocket and bang the whole time, especially with somebody. That's not, good continuation. That's not something they really do. Ford said there are people getting hurt in the sport, so I just feel like it's an ignorant statement. So it's like, and you still couldn't name one option that would make a pay-per-view other than, and you still couldn't name one option that would make pay-per-view other than Tio and Ryan rematch. Yeah, you're right. I couldn't. Understand it. You got me there. You absolutely got me there. And so, but let me keep on. I'm trying to make sure I got the quotes in order so I can read it properly. Okay, yeah. So it's Raymond Ford. I think this is talking about, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this is talking about the ring being shrunk for the likes of the entire card of Chavez versus Berlanga, Shakur versus Zepeda. Is that correct? Because if so, and this is Ford's opinion on the ring being shrunk, and again, forcing people to fight and how they don't want to fight, I think he's right. Because, like we covered in the past, this whole ring shrinkage is trying to is going to hurt the people who stylistically don't fight in the manner that a smaller ring is going to try to make them fight. Now again, if this is talking about the ring, unless it's just talking about the outright opinion on running in boxing. Let me be clear before I can let me make sure I got my point clear. Is he talking about the ring size discussion that we were having with Shakur and Zepeda and the whole card being shrunk in an 18 by 18 ring? Or is he talking about the Tom and Jerry running in the sport conversation that, oh, you can't, why are you trying to make people fight more instead of using their legs because you call it running, when in actuality, that's how they fight. I need to make sure, because I can give my opinion, but it might be on a topic, or it might be on the wrong, it might be with the wrong connotations. And so I may give not the right opinion on what I think, or what I think I'm at. So please, clarify with me. What is this statement referring to? Is it referring to the ring change that we discussed with Zepeda versus Shakur? Tom and Jerry. Okay, Tom and Jerry. Okay, thank you. Okay. So this is talking about Tom and Jerry, the running in boxing conversation. Okay, appreciate it. Okay, so now I can know better how to answer this whole, or react to this whole statement. But let me keep on reading the people's chats. Poor Mr. Glass Shakur is really going to get a short end of the stick on the smaller ring, especially when he enters his hands last 4 fights. That's a, yep. That's a problem, and it's going to, I don't want him to break his hands again, but my gosh, this is going to force him to have to fight more, and this could potentially be a very dire issue with him now being forced in the action even more. Also, yo, Trey, what's good with the brother? How you doing? Thanks for tuning into the show. We appreciate you coming through, having a time of your life, hopefully, as we're going and listening to all, or talking through all of the sports, of the sports conversation. Oh, wait a second. Oh, hooked you up on some catch up. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a second. Stop the presses. Stop this. Stop everything. Jamie is giving some money. Let me see how much he gave. Let me see how much he supports so I can give you your just due and your just desserts. Unless you're lying to me and ain't nothing. Unless you lying to me now. And unless somebody look like a fool. You might. Let's let's cat did the thing where he clanged the coin in the bucket and bounced it back in his hand. Oh man, $10. Hey brother, thanks for the $10. Thanks for the 10 bones. Appreciate you coming in and tuning into the show. Hey man, we appreciate you coming. Prove wrong. See, yo. It's always with these slack comments. It's always with these slicks, man. See, I saw some prove wrong in the Cash App note. Then you'll say, it's always got to be something slick with you. It's always something slick with your doggone it. God flux me. That guy sits catch up. See, hey, look, if y'all ain't careful, I'm gonna start blocking everybody. And I'm gonna say, you gotta pay to get back in. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start blocking everybody and make it so you gotta pay to be able to get your chat coming in. And that's gonna be every show. Forget just one time. It's gonna be every show. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. It's all jokes. It's all jokes. We're just having fun. Oh, look, Fight Buzz TV. What's going on, man? How you doing? Thanks for tuning into the show. Glad to see you tuning into what we got going on. Let's see. I'll see you with the fresh cut. Yes, sir. We back. Hairline is still existing. We got the part back again. Again, I think I like it. I think this is going to be my hairstyle of choice. It really does fit me. I don't know why. I really do enjoy it. Once this thing goes out a little bit more and I get my waves going in, I'm going to look like I'm on a sign me to GQ right now. Oh, it's going to be great. I love it. $10 to get it like that. Oh boy, hey, look, I'll take what I can get. I will take what I can get. Absolutely. And hey, if anybody else wants to try to outgive Jay Riggs, hey, feel free. Put him to shame. Shut this brother up. Absolutely. Go ahead. We can turn this into a club bottle battle. Everybody start giving as much as they can and just put people to shame. Flex on anybody in the chat and show them who's boss. That's right. Oh yeah. I'm ready to go to war. Let's make everybody feel ashamed. Make everybody feel bad about themselves by going through and flaunting what you got. Okay. Go ahead, splurge away. Hey, I'm none the wiser. I'm just a lowly entertainer. I ain't got no skin in the game. I ain't got no skin in the game. But oh, fun. But again, just being funny, having fun, having jokes. We're enjoying our time. It's been a great show already. We're only 30 minutes in, but we got a lot to cover. Let's try to keep back on track with what we got going on. So again, now Jay Will, Tom and Jerry conversation. This helps out immensely. And in fact, we can go to let's switch this around real quick before we go and before we go and discuss more. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah. So now, and again, for those of you just tuning in, we have Raymond Ford not come through, but Jay Will quoting Raymond Ford, talking about the whole Tom and Jerry continuing the conversation of running in boxing. Raymond Ford had this to say: boxing is a dangerous game, so you want people to risk their lives more. You want them to sit there and be in the pocket and bang the whole time, especially with somebody or when somebody or with somebody when that's not something that they really do. There are people getting hurt in the sport. I just feel it's an ignorant statement for people to, in reference to the conversation of talking about Turkey Al Sheik saying that he doesn't want to see Tom and Jerry type fights, and the big conversation of running versus boxing, why we don't like runners in the sport of boxing. And so Raymond Ford, I get his point, but I think he's a little skewed in what we are trying to say as the boxing public. And let me see. Sorry, y'all only sent 10. I had to buy some Red Bulls to keep up with the youngsters that were running circles around him. Gotta go. Hey, look, no problem. You do what you gotta do. Absolutely. Hey, don't be careful with the Red Bulls now, because buddy, you may run I want you running yourself into the ground. Hey, pace yourself. Teach them to work smarter, not harder. Absolutely. They can make them run around all day long. You play a smart game and do everything effectively, and then boom. Hey, young brothers, y'all breaking a sweat. I'm here. Right as rain, sitting up here. My work is done. That's what we want from you. So please be safe, enjoy your work, and hey, if you can come back in. We can have ourselves a great time. Absolutely. But we appreciate the support. We appreciate the $10, Jay Riggs, and we appreciate you just popping in. And if anybody needs to pop in and pop out, it's all well and good. We're just trying to make this an entertaining event for the masses to enjoy. Absolutely. So again, peace and love, man. When you come back, we probably still gonna be here. But hey, thanks for tuning in nonetheless. But when we're talking about Raymond Ford, he's the sentiment I get, but I think it's skewed in the application. It sounds like he's still thinking that we are saying as boxing fans, we don't want anybody moving around the ring. And we want everybody to fight like Joe Frazier or Rocky Marciano or Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti. And that's not what we want. Continually, that is not what we want when we're discussing this whole conversation of running in boxing. We don't want that. We can't have that. That is not that takes away from the sport. If I'm being completely honest, when we're talking about having the ability to, and excuse me while I'm trying to adjust my camera and make okay, there we go, and making sure that we looking right, but we are. Is it still cooking? Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, time out. Okay, we're good. Okay, but we don't want knockdown, drag out brawls, and we don't want to penalize people using the ring and again, if I may sound like a broken record, but it's a necessary conversation because there are still fighters and fans that don't or can't not don't understand, but can't separate the difference between the two. Because movers, everybody, and let's be real. The biggest reason why this conversation is so hard to have, because people keep on reiterating the same, or even with people keeping on reiterating the same points, is not because the topic isn't easy to grasp, or it's not because they're just too stupid. No, that's not the case. It's because of what's been skewed as running in the sport. Boxing has been called running in this sport for a very long time. When Floyd was indeed boxing beautifully, he was the whole stigma around him by every fan was this brother's a runner. This brother doesn't want to fight. This brother still goes through and he's just trying to pot shot. Oh, he ain't trying to engage. He ain't trying to do nothing. He doesn't want to fight. And this is when Floyd was at the top of his game. He was getting those types of sentiments by the boxing public. A lot of them because it was, again, this is not disrespect, but there's a lot of casual fans that come into the sport or that like the sport, that all they want is action. And they don't want anything else. And so if anything that's not action, they deem as running. And that is not right. But that's been the accepted understanding because of the continued perpetuated claims in rah-rah that when we saw technical boxing, that is what was always discussed. Oh, he's just running. Oh, he doesn't want to fight. Oh, he ain't trying to bang out. Oh, why doesn't he stay in front of him? Stop moving and give us an actual blood and guts type war. What the world is this? That's what it was being categorized as. And that's what made the stigma now inseparable with the actual art. Boxing is not running. But because boxing was called running for so long, it now became so intertwined that people can't relinquish the two. And now people like Raymond Floyd, who again is a phenomenal boxer, he is talking as if it is still intertwined. That, oh, what do you mean you don't want any Tom and Jerry fights? Why are you saying that people don't want to, why are you trying to hinder people that they have to fight on the outside? They can't afford to fight on the inside like all these other people. You want to see people get hurt more? Huh? You want to see more people die? You want to see more people injured, careers ruined? That's the moniker that he is talking to. And the point I get, absolutely. But it is the application in understanding that I think he's missing, because we are not saying that we want everybody to fight in the pocket at all times and never actually move at all. We are saying we don't want you to go and try to just survive in a fight as your main course of winning. We don't want you doing what Devin Haney did. And because of you trying to secure a payday for the next fight, you don't go through and actively fight the best that you can and fight completely objective to what we've normally seen for your entire career. For the sake of safety, for the sake of keeping your money, and for the sake of you not wanting to take any sort of risk at all. And objectively running away, not boxing on the outside, not moving and winning a fight. I'm talking about running away and fighting in a manner that you are being conservative, not due to the lack of, not due to the careful nature or the dangerous nature of the opponent, but due to the legitimate wherewithal that I don't need to do anything but land 3 shots and then do my best to get out the way of anything else to win this fight. That is not what this sport is supposed to look like. That's not what this sport has been. That's not what this sport should ever be. And if that's your way of winning, or that's your way of fighting in that manner, that is problematic. But if you are actively boxing beautifully, that is not problematic. There is a difference between the two that people today still can't wrap their head around, because boxing and running have been intertwined when they never should have been. And it's due to a lot of casual fans for decades talking about they were tired of people running away from the boxer. Why aren't you trying to make a fight out of it? That type of continued verbiage and continued rah-rah by the crowd oversaturated the market and skewed a word to take on a different meaning. Hence, boxing now doesn't mean what boxing used to be. What we are saying what boxing is what boxing used to be. Technical, great, but you're still in a fight. They're saying if you're boxing, oh, you're a runner. And that they're not the same. But people have made them the same. because they didn't understand the difference. And that's the problem. That's the big problem. What do you think of Lara over his career? Would you label him a runner? No, I wouldn't label him a runner. No, I wouldn't. Talking about Arizona Lara, especially now. I believe we're talking about the oldest reigning champion right now, who ironically enough has fought in both styles. He's been a slick defensive counterpuncher and beautiful boxer with quick feet and quick hands. And then in the second half of his career, now at 40, overhauled his entire style to turn into a legitimate destructive force in the middle. I believe in the middleweight division. Is he at 154 or is he at 160? Let me see real quick. Here is. Let me make sure, because yeah, the brother's what? He's 42, 31-0, or 31-3, 19 KOs. Right now fighting at middleweight, 160. And his brother's turned into he has turned into a legitimate banger. An actual banger. Like knocking people out, like actively knocking people out. Seemingly more than he ever did in the first half of his career when he was a better boxer because he had better athletic attributes before again he got older. But he's fought both ways. His career is phenomenal. And he's a champion. But he is not a runner. He's never been a runner. Canelo doesn't like to fight movers, but Arizona Lara is a mover. He's not a runner. He's not. He has shown, hey brother, I can be a banger too, especially now. And so so I would never call him a runner, like because it was just let's see, Rigo. Now Rigo, that's a little bit Rigo wasn't a runner. If I actually hold on. Before I say, hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Before I go into saying anything, let me make sure I got my stuff straight on this career. Before I go through, because we talk about Rigo, who went and started his career knocking everybody out, going to be contained, then made Donaire look foolish, kept on winning and knocking most of his opponents out up until he faced off against Vasily Lomachenko. Lomachenko made him quit. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I had to just remember. I had to go back and remember his career path. I had to think about it for a minute. I had to be like, hey, hold on. Wait a second. I had to think. I had to think for real. But no, I wouldn't categorize him as a runner either. Now, he was incredibly defensive. Oh, no question. Oh, he was defensive. He was at one point in time, he was one of the best defensive fighters in the game. Absolutely. Like there was a point in time where it seemed like his brother genuinely was untouchable. Or of that ilk of, hey man, you can't catch this guy. He was great defensively with his feet and also just with his head movement. I've seen this brother get out of sticky situations. And I'm like, how did you not get touched in this? There's no way. But it happened. Like he was great. He really was. But he wasn't a runner. Genuinely, he wasn't a runner. He was a very defensive fighter. Absolutely. Incredibly defensive. Incredibly mobile. But he was also putting people out. Now, I'm not saying knockouts are everything. They're not. Again, Caleb Plant, a perfect example that we keep on using of a mover, a great boxer who is not a runner in the slightest. Now, he more activity. I'm not even going to say more activity than Rigo, because again, I gotta go look back and further recollect on how Rigo fought offensively. But both of them, even though they may be on separate ends of the boxing like spectrum, the movers type spectrum. Still, both of them were phenomenal boxers. And Vigo wasn't somebody that just, ran. He was. Now, he would make you follow him. Absolutely. But the difference is this about running. One of the biggest connotations of running versus not running, you're putting out at least a consistent level of offense that is winning. Not just 1, 2, and then boom, you wait. Like, you're doing damage and having success that is fully apparent to see. That is like, oh yeah, he is doing everything perfectly from a boxing standpoint. And the other guy just can't track him. But the other guy's also getting touched up every time he makes a mistake. Or he's getting made to look foolish. If we're walking away from a fight and we're saying that the other guy looked foolish and not that a boxer was running, that's when you know somebody ain't a runner. If we're talking about somebody gets outclassed, outmatched, and they were completely out of their element from the standpoint of the opponent could not do a thing with this guy, that is not running. But if we're saying that the opponent was trying to make a fight out of it, but he was just too slow, but the guy that he was fighting genuinely, hey, it wasn't a great performance at all. And we're saying, hey, but he just did the bare minimum. Even if you ever listen to commentary, you can hear the stark difference. You can hear the stark difference between when somebody goes through and actually boxes and outclasses in person versus when somebody goes through and just hones it in or phones it in, for a victory. The entire vibe of the commentary team, of the fans in the arena, even of you in your house or wherever you're watching the fight, you feel it. Like, you sense it. You know, this did not feel good. This was not what this wasn't what it was supposed to be at all. Versus, hey man, the brother just beat him. Like, there's a stark difference. It's why I keep saying internally, if you can feel that difference, you almost assuredly know when a boxer's running versus when a boxer is actually boxing. No matter how extreme on the spectrum that boxer may be for being a mover or being conservative. Because there's levels to it, absolutely. But you can almost every time you can feel it. You can sense it. You know it. You know it. You absolutely know it. And so it's as much as we can describe it. Like, I'm going to be honest, there's some people that are lying to themselves about this whole conversation because they know what they're seeing when something is running or not. Because they've accurately called out that same issue before over the course of years correctly. And they know exactly what the difference is. As much, we can describe it all we want. People know what the difference is. They know it. They truly know it. Some people, understandable, yeah, they don't. But there's other people in the boxing world, they know what running is versus they know what boxing is. As much as we can continue to as in detail as possible, make a definition for the difference between each. And we've done it multiple times. People know what is what. Some people, they just don't want to say what's what. Genuine. Like, some people are, and again, I'm not trying to throw shots. I'm being real. And with this conversation of running versus boxing, there are some people that are playing ignorant when they know exactly what is the difference between running and actual boxing. Offensive or defensive boxing. Boxing. They know the difference in it. And they have accurately called it out before. Correctly. And now they're acting like they don't know what exactly is the definition for each. Some people are playing themselves a fool. And it's because I can say it 10 times over. But if you are willingly trying to ignore what the differences are and putting everything in the same pot, you are the one that's the problem. You know what it's about. Let me see. All right, look, we see the fresh fry. Hey, yo, Teddy Burkshot, what's good with you, brother? How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in to the show. Yeah, everybody likes the cut. Everybody likes the cut. Absolutely. I told y'all, hey, again, Jay Reese came in there and said, you better use my money. So I used it right. We got a cut. Thank y'all. Glad y'all like it. Glad y'all think it looks good. We're going to keep it going. We're going to keep looking fresh. Absolutely. Let me see Johnny Durag. What's good with you, brother? How you doing? Thanks for coming in and listening to the show. If it's your first time, go on and subscribe. Hey, join in on the Empire right now. Leave a like on the stream if you're here. And hey, brother, we got a whole bunch to talk about. Absolutely. Let me go on and read the comments of everybody in the chat. And yo, Trey, I see you. So I'm going through and reading everybody's right now. I think I missed Jay Wills earlier, though, before I went to that whole diatribe. And I'm sorry for that. Let me get back on track to read what you all got to say. UFC paying $50K for fight of the night and KO of the night. Do you think boxing should try something like that? Yes. Yes. Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. I wish they did that. Because it would incentivize you fighting at the best of your capabilities to get yourself an elevated level, not just to stardom, but also money. So yeah, it wouldn't be bad. I would have no problem with that at all. None. And so maybe the TKO League would, maybe we're going to have to wait and see how soon you figure out how exactly the TKO League would actually go through. But let me see, Teddy Burkshot, you see the fresh fade? Yes, you do. But Hitchins' jab looks sharp as against you. Brother, let me tell you something, man. You might have missed it at the top of the show. I gave Hitchins his props. That buddy, he surprised me. He surprised me. I had not been high on Hitchins. This brother showed me some new stuff, especially with that knockout to the body. And he beat up Campos. Didn't just outbox him. He beat him up. Genuinely. And that, hey, look, he elevated his level of talent for me. And I was the one that was like, I wasn't really high on the brother. I got to give him his props. The jab, the hook, and especially the coming forward, trying to finish the show, which I didn't think he really had in him. Oh, yeah, no. That's impressive. Let's say Hitchins versus Tio. Actually, that's a great point that we can go into and jump into next because, shoot. No, not that one. Other one. There we go. Hitchins versus Tio. What about Hitchins versus Haney? No, wrong one. Hold on. Wait a minute. What about Hitchins versus Haney? There we go. Let's not forget that. And that's a fight that has been talked about with Hitchins calling out Haney in the center of the ring, as well as also posted a picture on I think he posted something on his Twitter, Instagram, something like that. We was also trying to get at Tio, and Tio stepped in the ring and was like looking face to face, say, hey, brother, let's get it on. So he's got two fights that he wants to actually get on and make happen. We can talk about both of them right now, absolutely. But we keep on reading what the people have to say. Let's see, Johnny Durag, boxers don't stand in the pocket and slip punches like the older eras. And here's the thing, and again, thanks J. Will for the support. But like, when we talk about the older eras in boxing, we want stuff to get back to that. Absolutely. Understand. No question about it. Yes. People, the issue is now, what is incentivized to be able to be successful? Let's not forget the rules of boxing and scoring of boxing, which has changed over the years. Part of the reason why you got to see boxers fight the way that they fought in the past wasn't just because of their sheer talent, wasn't just because of the popularity of the sport, but also because they were judged differently on the scorecards. And it wasn't just action is really what helped predicate the ability for boxers to you got to land. You got to land. Today it's more so punches are scored differently. And judging is done a little bit differently. Now, again, more talent in terms of like more history to go back on top of new ways that boxers have found to be successful. You know, we have more knowledge of the sport than we have in the past because of just the natural evolution of what the game is, of any sport. But, like we said, application-wise, it's not as consistent, at least at the top tier of the most notable weight classes. So we're talking about from 135, like 147, 160, now with 168. Heavyweight, some of the bigger marquee names that for years or marquee weight classes that for years have been at the forefront of the glamorized divisions in the boxing world for literally hundreds of years. It shifted there with the consistency of that quote unquote old school flair that he used to see from the golden ages of boxing. But you go to 126 and under, you ain't got that problem. We talked about in the past. 126 and under, they have no problem. You want to throw back? You want to throw back to what boxing used to be like from the standpoint of action across cards? Go to 126 and down. That's the best thing. You will never be disappointed. If you wanted a glimpse into what boxing used to be in the past, go look at 126 pounds on down to 110. That is as great of action as you can find in the boxing world right now. That you would have no complaints whatsoever. Yeah, they're small, but they do everything that you want and more. And they can bang out. And they got power. And got every technique in the book, as well as they got the hearts of some of the best lions in the sport. And they will go to war every single fight. So you ain't got a problem with that. At least down in the lower weight class. Let me see. Haney's scared talking about 147. Hitchins at 140 and T.O. already 140. They both feel good at 140. It's like, is he scared? Haney's scared talking about at 147, Hitchins at 140, and T.O. already 140. They both feel good at 140. It's like shoot. I'm not gonna lie, with the way stuff has been going, I might favor. Well, no, I can't even say that. I want to hear from you. Which fight would you want to see more? Hitchins versus Haney or Hitchins versus T.O.? Because if I want more action, I'd want Hitchins versus T.O. Because Hitchins, even though Hitchins impressed me, yes he did, with this fight with the Cambosos, we got some problems here. Now look, man. Hey, brother. You ain't got no investment in either of those fights. Everybody following suit now. I'm not sure, actually. My God. Wait. Is it because of Haney and T.O.? Or is it because Hitchins as the common denominator against either of those two is somebody that is somebody people just don't care about? Let me see. I don't know the answer. Okay. I thought I'm sorry, waving to my neighbor out front. I thought that it was I'm sorry. Look, hey, Teddy, when you said neither, I thought that was because, hey, buddy, I don't want to see this man in the ring at all. I thought that was just hate. I was like, oh my gosh. Shoot. That's just a fight I don't want to see. I don't want to see him against the ring with anybody of that caliber, because that's just not an entertaining fight. I thought that's what you were saying. But hey, maybe with this comment, it might be both. I don't know who would be a better, or what would make for a better fight. Also, I don't know if I really want to see that fight. So I get it. I do get it. And so, like, but we got to be real. This is in that mix. That is, he outclassed both of them. Wait, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see. If we believe Hitchins is going to fight like he just did versus T.O., I'll go with that. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. So, Teddy, you think that Hitchins would beat T.O. if they did fight against each other? Oh, If I'm reading into it wrong, tell me. But are you saying that you got Hitchins if he fought against the likes of T.O.? Or also if he fought against Devin Haney? You would take him winning both of those fights? Hypothetically? Like, if you can clear it up so I can get a better, okay, so you're saying definitely. Okay, oh, wow. Wow, all right. Wow. Wow. Now that's different. Now I don't say different in a bad way. That's unexpected. That level of certainty, that's unexpected from somebody or for a boxer like Hitchins for me. Because I'm thinking that's going to be a tough outing. I don't think he beats both of them. I think he gives a better fight to this version of Haney than he would give to T.O. But I'm not saying he couldn't pull off the upset. But shoot, that's a confident level of certainty. And I applaud you for it, no question. It's just interesting. I haven't seen this before. Let me see. Hitchins over both, one with eye test, 40 years of watching boxing. Hey, all right. I respect it. I'm not gonna speak against it. I'm trying to get the feel of the room. So you're saying you know what you're seeing, and this brother's got the goods to beat both of them once he gets an opportunity. I completely understand. Let me come on. Also, we got more people joining the chat, like Al Booger. What's good with you, brother? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in to the show. Glad that you're here on this Tuesday afternoon. We right in the midst of Hitchins versus Haney, or in fact, let me go on and change this so we can make a better look and better encapsulate. Let me adjust this since now we're in a even better conversation. Hold on now. Wait, hold on. Shrink it down. Live editing in progress. There we go. No, clean and pristine. But yeah. So all right. And again, yo Trey, I see you. I'm gonna go back up to your comment. Is he everybody from Hitchins at 147? Oh, that's a good question. Let me answer. Is he running from Hitchins at 147? I gotta think about that. I gotta think about it. T.O. not gonna run versus Hitchins, and I think that's the biggest thing. Haney, if he did fight against T.O., we know we can visualize the fight that T.O. would have against Hitchins, regardless of how you feel that fight would go. We can see what most likely that would look like. Haney, it's really up in the air. And let me see, yo, Trey, Haney going to run versus Hitchins. I don't want to pay for a fight and a fighter running. Hitchins looked good last fight. Haney going to run. And everything about Haney's last performance, even though Haney has not fought like that for the majority of his career. Let's be real. Let's keep it above. When Haney fights, we've seen nobody fight against Kambosos, Linares, and Lomachenko. Varying levels of talent, I understand, but in terms of the production and progress, we've seen this cat not fight like he fought against Jose Ramirez. Let's be honest. We got to keep it real. And because of that, this fight with Jose Ramirez, you're only as good as your last fight. So if this is what we expect to see from Devin Haney against Hitchins, it's a real conversation to say that Hitchins could beat this version of Devin Haney. It is. It's a real conversation. Because this version of Haney is not using anything that got him to become undisputed champion. This version of Devin Haney is not using anything that got him to become one of the pound for pound best in the world at one point in time. This Devin Haney is not the Haney that we were talking about that could give Tank a good fight. This ain't that. This is not that at all. This is the Devin Haney that looks so bad, so much of a conservative, scared, and honestly, rudimentary from the standpoint of what he used to show. This isn't the guy. And this is a brother that Hitchins can beat. I really don't think he is. I really do think he is. Now, at his best, best, I think Haney's better than Hitchins. I do. Full disclaimer, I do. From what we saw all these years, full disclaimer, I think Devin Haney at his best, yes, I feel he clears Hitchins. My opinion, at his best, he's not there right now. He's not there right now. And this Hitchins looked great. Over exceeded my expectations. I'm being completely honest. Blew my expectations out the water. So this Hitchins, versus Devin Haney, I could see him win. I could genuinely see him win. But let me keep on reading. I see Al Booger. I think Richie Hitchins can beat both too. I see. Hey, look, man. I tell you, it's a wonder. It's a wonder what a good performance will do for a fighter. It's a wonder what a good performance would do for a fighter. Because mind you, when Hitchins beat, I believe it was Poirot for the title, I wasn't saying any of this. After Kambosos, now, not just me, but you all, we're seeing, hey man, yo, this cat, he got something. He got something. And so I can't be mad at it. And see, he's too reserved. And see, Teddy, he is too reserved to get caught up with T.O.'s mess. Oh gosh, excuse me. My goodness. And he's too powerful for Haney. And he's too engaged. Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. Neither beats him. So essentially, he's got a level of kryptonite so Teddy, he's got a level of kryptonite for each fighter. There's something that he brings to the table that each fighter, both T.O. and Haney, won't be able to withstand. My gosh. See, this is good. This is some good conversation. This is great, actually. It's phenomenal. They said the same thing about Wilder. He doesn't fight like that. It's not the first time Haney ran. Come on. No. Again, I didn't say it was the first. I said on average. Like I said, him against Lomachenko, but he didn't run. Him against Reach Progress, he did not run. We're saying on average. This is not the Devin Haney that we have seen. Even when he was getting his butt whooped by the likes of Ryan Garcia, he didn't run in that fight. He at least tried to go out on a shield. I'm surprised he made it all 12 rounds, but the brother actually tried to dig deep and said, all right, I gotta make something happen. And he attempted. I'm saying this is the most egregious and seemingly most concrete version of Devin Haney running, not boxing, running, that we say this makes everybody seem, this makes people like Hitchins, or anybody else in the division for that matter, look at Devin Haney and say, brother, I can beat you. And right now, this version of Haney, yeah, I agree. But we still got people coming, listen, you will eat them words by next time. If I do, I do. I am not saying that Hitchins can't beat him. I'm not saying. I'm more likely that Hitchins can beat Devin and T.O. It's more likely to me that Hitchins beats Devin Haney than Teofimo Lopez, for me. But I'm not saying he can't beat both of them. I'm not. Absolutely not. Especially with what he showed against Kambosos. Though, again, Kambosos, good fighter, not great fighter, but best be on the elite level. So I'm not trying to shoot over the moon. But I'm trying to give his just props. He earned my respect. Absolutely. And he showed he can finish the job against Kambosos, a tough customer. So he got my respect, no question. I'm just surprised at the quick turnaround. Because people I've been talking to, and fans and other sport, it's been like, hey, they were in the same boat as me. Hitchins, good fighter, wasn't really up to that threshold of, again, the T.O.s and the Haneys at that point in time. And then bing, bang, boom, all of a sudden now, the sentiment from again, I'm not in the rest of the world. I get it. I'm just one voice. I get it. I'm not trying to speak as if this is the de facto, but from what I was hearing in my environment, all of a sudden the switch flipping on Hitchins to say, yeah, he can beat the likes of T.O. and Haney. It's switched just very recently. Especially after this fight. I just didn't expect it. But I'm not saying it ain't valid. I'm just saying it's a surprise. It's a pleasant surprise because now we get more action involved with more names that we want to see fight each other. So I love it. Shoot, I hope he does get an upset. Let's see another star be born. Make it happen. If I eat my words, it's perfectly fine. I'll eat them with steak and lobster. Because guess what? That's a good meal for me. Because if I'm eating my words, that means something unexpected happens. And that also means the sport got better because somebody just showed up when many people didn't expect him to show up. Next thing you know, we got to worry about this cat. We got to worry about this, but he's something serious. He's something for real. This is great. I love it. I hope I'm wrong. Good gosh, I hope I'm wrong. Absolutely. Yo, Miss Queen, what's good with you? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in to the show. Glad you're here to say that. Is that, hold on, time out. Is that Big Mom? Is that Big Mom? As your profile picture? Do we have another One Piece fan in the building? Wait a second. Hold on. Whoa. I tell you, we might just have to call this, we might just have to call this community the Sunny. Because my goodness, we're getting more One Piece fans, seemingly, left, right, and center every time I get on this show. Hey, look, I'm on episode 659. Okay, I think that's what Dressrosa. We just got this, we're getting into the thick of Don Flamingo. So I'm getting invested. Hey, I'm still working my way through. Don't spoil it for me. I know Big Ma's coming, but don't tell me nothing yet, please. But just know, I'm right here in the boat with you. Oh, yeah. I tell you, this show's an empire, but we're going to sail the 7 seas. We're going to the East. We're going to the East Blue. We're going past the Grand Line. But we're going to find that One Piece together. Absolutely. Y'all in my crew. Of course, I'm the captain. Okay. Y'all may not like it, but hey, y'all on the ship. So we're going to make it work somehow. But hey, look, I'm glad to see you here. Thanks for showing up. Let me keep on reading what people I say. It's not the first time I see Hitchins be sharp, but he's looking but he's looking like Luka Doncic. And it's like I told you, this is this is the best Hitchins I've seen. So I'm hyped that he is here. I'm hyped that he is good. I'm hyped that he's now a competitive threat for Hitchins and Haney. I just really feel that he would beat Haney more than Tio. Just my thing. But he can still beat Tio. It's possible. Absolutely. I would love to see the fight happen. I would just love to see that fight happen. Let's see, Deion Williams still is the most ducked fighter at 148. If he is, well, we just make the fights happen. And like I said, make the fights happen. That's all we have. That's literally all we ask for. All these questions that we got, just make the fights happen. Make them happen so we can have them answered. That's all we're looking for. He developing fast like Luka. He ain't there yet, but the same speed of progression in his back. I can attest to that. I can attest to that. I can attest the ability for Hitchins to gain more assets to his game. I do have to capitulate, brother. It's impressive. It's impressive. Because from one fight, I'm changing my tune, and so is the rest of the boxing community, or a lot of people that weren't on the same boat, just like I was with the Hitchins train. I gotta give him his props. That's all I can say. Gotta give him his props. It was his most recent 2 fights from Hitchins that sold me. See, as I'm telling you, a lot of people weren't. Al Booger's same boat with me. It wasn't too recently that Hitchins all of a sudden was like, hey, this cat's got something in him. He got something in him. So I got to give him his respect. I have to give him his respect. And because of that respect, I'm saying him versus the likes of a Tio, I could definitely see as a competitive fight. I don't know if I have him winning, but the fight I would have him winning would be Hitchins versus Haney. That's the fight I would have him winning if I was going to pick the 2. Let's see. Keep on reading the comments. Sale Captain. Hey, man, we're going to keep on selling and rocking. Justin Kemp, what's good with you? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in to the show. Yes, indeed, we're glad that you're here. Glad that you're aboard. Glad that you're coming in on the show. Let's see. He has shown the ability to hurt his opponent. Great boxing plus you being able to hurt your opponent equals a very difficult fighter. Yes, he does. Yes, he does indeed. This is a Hitchins, look, I can't be as much of a detractor and then turn around and all of a sudden I give this brother his just due. The level of legit, I gotta jump off at the harbor, Captain Luke. But I'll be back. But I'll be back because I can't swim. Hey, man, look, we'll pick you back up around. Well, just stay afloat. Stay afloat as long as you can. If you gotta jump off, and we'll come back around and pick you up. Absolutely. I'm glad that you hopped aboard just for a little bit, and just for the little time that you were here. We're just happy that you came through. Absolutely. And so, but like, let's call it. Let's call it now. Do you think that Hitchins is now one of the 3 best fighters in the division? Let's call it. If we're gonna go, 147, of course, I'm not going to go that far because I know that there's still levels to this. And Hitchins, for the likes of Boots and Brian Norman Jr., and shoot, who else is in it? Because there are some real heavy hitters. Oh, okay, thank gosh. The website's finally back. Good gosh. For those of you who don't know, we use the Transnational Boxing Board as a means to go through and look at the rankings and pound for pound list of what goes on in Transnational Boxing Ranking Board. That's what it's called. And its website. A bunch of experts, a bunch of legitimate, like, year-long pundits go through it. They put in their votes, and it gets put into a collaborative thing, and they make, as best available, a true pound for pound and rankings system for all the divisions and just outright pound for pound in the world. Who's at who? So it's for me, it's incredibly reliable. It's what I use a lot of my information for. So if you ever get the chance, look it up. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. But between that 147 and 140 range, at 140, T.O. Hitchins, Haney, Antoine Russell, let's see, T.O. Richards, Haney, Puello, Russell, Gary Antoine Russell, Jack Catterall, Poirot, and Matias. I mean, yeah, I would say he's in that top 3. For some people, for me, again, while I think he can beat T.O. and Haney, I think he's got a better time beating Haney than T.O. Until it's shown, though, I still got him as 3rd, but I got him as top 3 in the division. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. I don't know the whole division, but I see him beating both them. He has been stepping both. Oh gosh, I don't know the whole division, but I see him beating both of them as being stepping stones. Boxing is the only sport you can get old in one fight. Yeah, you ain't wrong. You ain't lying. You can get old overnight. Pacquiao, having Pacquiao when he fought against Ugas, he looked great. He looked great all until he didn't. Pacquiao looked phenomenal up until he didn't against Ugas. Like, one fight changed the whole perception. Or rather, one fight shifted everything about what's going on with the likes of Pacquiao in terms of his career's done. Now, is he back? He's going to get it back. We don't know from the standpoint of talent. Also, peace out, y'all. Hey, man, be safe and enjoy your Tuesday afternoon. Hopefully we made it better. And hey, leave a like on the video before you leave. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you want, and again, shameless plug, if you want to support, we got means on the screen, Cash App, PayPal, or links in the description for anybody who wants to help keep this show going, keep the lights on, help this show grow and be better and better. We appreciate all of it. Anything we'll do. Again, not trying to shake you down, but got to do it because part of marketing. Hey, it's a business, man. We got to do this as a business does. So, but we're going to see what we're going to do what we do best. Let's see. I gave it like as soon as I ended. Hey, great, phenomenal. You did your part. Absolutely, no question. Appreciate you. Go out, be safe, enjoy your day, and hey, we're gonna be back on Thursday. Don't forget. So come through for more stuff, and Friday as well. We do 3 shows a week, so be sure to have a lot of talking points. Because it's going to be a fan-driven show, just like it is every Friday, for you all to drive the conversation. Absolutely. But, hey, enjoy your day. But as we're going through right now, I can actually pull up the rankings since you want to go on where Hitchins really is in the landscape of the division thus far. As I can pull it right here and now in the old picture. Where's it at? There we go. Sir, we can take a look at the division. This is 140. T.O. Hitchins, Haney, Puello, Gary Antoine Russell, Arnold Barboza, Jack Catterwall, Liam Poirot, Sabril Matias, who I think is coming back in July, I believe, Jose Carlos Ramirez, and Dalton Smith. Now, the Transnational Boxing Ranking Board has him at number 2 right now, 20-0, 8 KOs on his resume. And one of the 4 belt holders in the division, with Tio currently being the lineal king, literally the lineal champion right now, which is what that crown represents. But when we're looking at this whole bracket of people, it's hard for me to say Hitchins at this point in time. It doesn't belong in that top 4. Now, I think that Gary Antoine Russell would get, I can't lie, if there was a name that I was concerned about against Hitchins, it would be Gary Russell on top of Teofimo Lopez. If there are 2 people that would be a cause for a pause, I think it would be Gary Antoine Russell versus Tio. More specifically, Russell, because of that hand speed and that power. Hey, but what is he? 18-0, 18-1, 17 KOs. Has continued to thrive and be dominant, as well as still keeping up to the moniker of having some of the fastest hands in that division. Hitchins might have some trouble with that. I can't lie. I can't. But the talent still is undeniable, and we love it all the same. No question about it. And so I'm every time this man grows, he gets better and better. He gets better and better and better, and we continue to see him thrive. And more importantly, he's getting bigger and stronger and more seasoned as time goes on. So, we're so excited for it. Absolutely. We can't wait. But also, what was I going to say? We still got more stuff in the boxing landscape that I wanted to discuss. The quick side note. Just a quick one. I was going into, which one is it? Yeah, other sports type. We're still in boxing. Don't get me wrong. We're still in boxing. But just a quick side note. Can we have a conversation about Kermel Moton? Real quick. Just real quick. Can we have a conversation about Kermel Moton? And the conversation is concerning because of the track that his career has been on thus far. Yes, I know. We talked about him. Young, hungry, spry, incredibly tough. We understand all of that. We absolutely. We are not detracting or trying to go and push this brother further than he needs to be from the standpoint of developing as a boxer, because we want to see him grow, flourish, and shine. However, with where this brother's at in his career, I've seen some conversation that some people feel he should be further along from the standpoint of not just talent, but also notoriety. Not just acclaim, but also tears up the boxing headliner cards. Not saying headline, but being on main shows, being on the main event sections, being maybe the third or potentially even the co-main event at times for fights. I've seen that conversation, and I want to have it because I'm concerned that we are seeing Kermel Moton. He's being developed slow. Yes. Good. Let it cook. Let it roast. Let it, get seasoned and all that stuff. Absolutely. But at the same time, do you want to see him be pushed a little bit faster than he's been pushed in his career thus far? Because now at 8-0 with 6 KOs, we are, and yeah, he faced off against a tall brother. Against Steele, wasn't good in terms of the opponent, but faced off against a tall cat, wasn't bad. Got I believe, the unanimous decision. Didn't look bad at all in that fight against is it Mastrappa? I think that was his name. Rennie Mastrappa, and it went 8 rounds. Now, do you want to see this brother now start getting some more respectable names on his resume? Start to get some more, seasoned journeymen going about at him? If you want to go by box rank, type standards, maybe some 3-star fighters going up against him now at this stage in his career. Now that he's 8-0, Or do you think that Floyd, because he's still under the banner of Floyd, do you think that Moten should be kept at this slow boil type pace, keeping it and seasoning and slow roasting Moten to turn him into a real monster? Or do you think that he's going to be stifled because he's getting moved around too slowly? He's getting pushed too slowly. And potentially while still under Floyd, because again, Floyd did this with Tank. He did. In terms of moving Tank along slow. Be sure to really meticulously mold what this cat's going to be in his career. I get it. Absolutely. But just food for thought. Some people out in the ether are saying that he's getting moved too slow. I think that he is not at that point where it's a problem yet. However, full disclaimer, it can easily go down that road if we don't see Moten truly, by the time at least 10 fights come into play, now start getting tested, now start getting pushed, now start getting primed by actual sharpened iron level talent. Seasoned, to some degree, dangerous type of opponents. We're not there yet. I get it. But when it does become time to get there, which will be in 2 fights, will we see this brother go and, again, get essentially coddled? Or is he going to be finally get put against that iron and sharpening test? And so we're going to see. Let me see. Is this a championship round? No, we're about to get into the championship rounds right now. I just clicked the other sports topics buttons so that I could talk about Moten real quick. And so I could talk about Moten real quick before I get into the last main topic of the show that I did need to discuss, which was the likes of Inoue. And I want to talk about Inoue because honestly, that's what a lot of people did were here for. And it's one of the 3 big things. But I get into the 3rd big thing that we were going to discuss, and then championship rounds directly after. But this thing, Inoue and Floyd, conversation that many people thought we were doing. Hey, it seems weird to be having it, but it's something that does need to be had. And it's something that I just like, it popped in my head and it was too good not to talk about. Because we need to discuss this. Truly, we do. And can Inoue match the likes of Floyd? That's the question. That's the question. Now, I get it. It's volatile. I know. And see, we already got it right now. Canelo's Floyd's son. No, Inoue can't match Floyd. Look, I already knew it was going to get a whole lot of art, whole lot of intrigue, whole lot of clicks, but also some real good conversation. Because this is a topic. It's not clickbait. When I say he couldn't match Floyd, I'm not talking about beating him. But I'm talking about going down that same road of being undefeated. Could he match him in that aspect and go undefeated for his career? In your opinion? Because right now, the brother, in my opinion, as a talent, best in the world. Ranked with number 2. I get it. Usyk ranked number 1. Understand. From a talent perspective, Inoue's my best in the world. But when I say Inoue can he match Floyd, does he have the ability to do what Floyd did and go undefeated for his entire career? Or do what Andre Ward did, Joe Calzaghe? But because, Floyd, the 50-0 is the most recognizable thing. And undefeated is what defines Floyd Mayweather. He's the prime example of could he reach that same level of undefeated greatness? In you all's opinion, we see the talent. We see the ability. We see he's got everything you want as a boxer. Let's not mince words. He's got everything. He does have everything. We're not going to mince words about that. This brother is one of the greatest fighters of this era in boxing. He is already an all-time great boxer. Yes, he is. You can rank him. You can rank him top 25. You can rank him top 50. You can argue. You can rank top 15. You can. You can make an argument for that because of how dominant he has been in a weight class that continues to shine, and grow, and develop, and have killers everywhere. Clean them out in every division possible. But do you think he can get to that same standard as Floyd Mayweather? But let me see what you all got to say, and then I'm going to further explain exactly what I'm saying with this and why, Or rather, and what my answer is, more importantly. But let me see. We in different generations, this generation, people retiring early and fighting fighters with less fire inside them because of the money. Yeah, different generation, different time, different era, different way the sport runs. Also, you don't got to fight as much because you are making more money. That also is a factor as well. Let's not forget, even, Julio Cesar Chavez went 82-0. Excuse me, 89-0, I think. It was either 82 or 89. Went 80 plus and 0 before actively losing. But like, he was one of the biggest stars in the sport. Genuinely. It's right now considered arguably the greatest Mexican boxer of all time. Him, Salvador Sanchez, Canelo in that conversation. But he wasn't getting paid money that we get to see now. He ain't. Would he have fought as much with it? There's a lot of variables. Time makes a difference. It does. And we completely capitulate to that. Absolutely. But the less fire, though, the less fire comment, it's a genuine question. Is the less fire because of the nostalgia that we had for the past era of boxing, or genuinely because we're not seeing boxers actively want to be the best that they can be at all times? We've had plenty of conversations about that. Absolutely. And I think more often than not, even today, though we have very egregious examples of boxers not wanting to smoke, absolutely. Though they are there, no question about it. Most of them are indeed trying to make fights happen. It's promoters or outside circumstances that cause stuff to go awry or that wait things out too long. We've covered this on multiple occasions in the past on episodes. So it's that generational topic. It's an interesting conversation, absolutely. And I would love to have more so in the future. Anyway, beats MJ, Ball, Junto in the next 3 years. That's impressive. But that's more than impressive. That's more than impressive. If he beats Ball, Ahmad Ali, and Junto, then somehow moves up or then somehow also beats Espinosa in the process, dare I say becomes undisputed at 126 as well. Brother, hey, shoot. I can say this: Floyd ain't do that. Pacquiao ain't do that. Shoot, Terrence Crawford ain't even do that. Oh my gosh. Canelo ain't do that. That would be insane. Shoot. I'd have to think long and hard about somebody who's done something of that, going 3 divisions undisputed. I mean, that's some Henry Armstrong type stuff. If he does indeed accomplish that would be ridiculous. That would be insane. Anyway, it's no doubt a Hall of Famer. I don't think he will remain undefeated if he fights the competition. Wait a minute. Buddy, you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail right on the head. You hit the nail right on the head. This is what I was trying to get at. This is exactly what I was trying to say. And I'm going to get back to it. But this right here is exactly what I was trying to say when I brought up this conversation. I was trying to use Floyd to lead into this because this is a bigger conversation that needs to be had. Anyway, he's no doubt a Hall of Famer. I don't think he will remain undefeated if he fights the competition. This is exactly what I wanted to touch on. But let me keep on reading. Sam Goodman deserves all the hate for wasting Inoue time and not... Thank you. Thank gosh. Okay, I'm glad. Thank you. I'm glad you said it. Thank goodness. Now again, he got cut. You can't, injuries happen in sparring. I get it. Even Dr. Fury actually got cut in sparring when he was getting ready for Usyk. I can understand. But even so, the first time and this time, it's like, man, you did waste your time. I just like Nick Ball, but I also do dislike Sam Goodman. If either one loses, I love it. Well, so you're going to be hate watching. Oh, gosh. I respect the grind. I respect the hate grind. Anyway, gets his flowers, though. If we really want to know if Inoue can match Floyd, there must be lots of analysis made. There can be less fire because people genuinely want money, but also more fire because people want the best. People want to be the best and rich, but that's a minority. You're right. That's a good way to look at it. It's hard because Floyd fought names that captivated us more. That's a good point as well. That's a good point as well. But let me also say, Albert Rio, also, Albert Rio, what's going on with it? Thanks for tuning into the show. Appreciate you joining in. Let me see what you guys say. Inoue should fight Espinosa. That would be a good fight. That would be a great fight. That would be a phenomenal fight. If he can make it up to if he's going to go to 126, if Espinosa is still champion, and Inoue is able to handle that, brother, that would be insane. Brother, that would be insane. Insane if that happened. Oh my gosh. But real quick, to start the first part of my answer to this question of can Inoue match Floyd for his career, this comment sums it up. This comment sums it up. If Inoue keeps fighting the competition that he fights, he will not be able to match Floyd's record of being undefeated. And that is a good thing. Understand, that is a good thing. And I touched on this in the past, but I wanted to touch on this again. The very fact that this comment exists is exactly why I love Inoue. Naoya Inoue, almost assuredly, is going to lose at some point in time. I guarantee it. He's almost assuredly going to lose. I believe he can beat anybody. I do. He's that good. But he is most likely going to lose at some point in time in the future. And he won't be undefeated for his career. And that's a good thing. Because this cat will continue to take on every single test imaginable. If you know the divisions that he's gone through, 118, I believe 115, 122, going up to 126 in the future. This brother's gone down the murderer's row of 1 through 5, top tier talent, every single step of the way. Literally, 1 through 5. I am talking fighting the champion first and then beating the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 ranked brother in every division. Cleaning house in every single frame of reference. Even what is seen as fights that should not be competitive. Like Roman Cardenas, which is somebody that many people had not known. A brother who, ironically enough, had fought at 130 before he came down to 122. Had fought at 126 before coming down to 122. Was carrying power up from 130 to 122. This brother, since coming down to 122, had won every fight by knockout before Inoue. And many people still had him as unknown, myself included. But brother, even the people that are not high on the totem pole, that Inoue fights, are all consistently dangerous in every facet. We have to understand that greatness is not just defined by the record. And I'm using Floyd as a proxy, not to demean Floyd's record. No, absolutely not. He's undefeated. It's great. It's phenomenal. It's tough. No question it's tough. But people to some degree hold that standard as something that is so end all be all. To anybody that goes below that, all of a sudden, oh yeah, it's a detraction. You're no longer as great. You're no longer as good. But anyway, by proxy of him trying to be so great, it's almost assured that he's going to lose against the competition that he's getting ready to fight against. He's going he might go undefeated between Junto and Akamadan. He might knock them both out. He might. I got him favored in both. He might knock them both out. But my gosh, once he steps up to 126, oh, it's gonna be a monster. If he can survive that and stay undefeated, that would be genuinely one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. I'm so serious. But most likely it's not going to happen because he continues to push himself and be great. And greatness almost assuredly is going to cause you to fall. Sugar Ray Robinson went 40-0. And he got beat. And then he went 80-0. Ridiculous. Before losing again. And then went on another undefeated streak. Roy Jones Jr. won. In fact, he honestly, that disqualification loss shouldn't have even been a loss. But something happened. Hit him while he was down. Brother sold it. Act like he was dead. DQ. You going about the way of being great most likely is going to cause you to have a blemish. But the blemishes are not bad. It is a mark of greatness. If you can be unblemished, even more impressive. Great. But if you have a scar, it does not end your greatness as a career. It should never. It shouldn't even hurt you. Because it should be like, my gosh, this brother got tested against somebody who was the literal perfect match for him, or brought something to the table that nobody expected. And he can't believe it. But Inoue's greatness is defined not by his record, but by the competitive fervor and the willingness to keep on saying, I'm risking it all. And so I promise you, if I'm wrong, even better. But I don't think Inoue is going to be undefeated for his career. And that's not bad at all. That's great. I mean, that can help his argument when it comes to all-time talks. Because this brother got pushed and got beat, potentially. Somebody got the best of him. And then bing, bang, boom, he runs it back, gets the win, does it in dominant fashion, hypothetically. Next thing you know, the legend just grows. It's just great. So yeah, he won't be able to match Floyd almost assuredly. He's most likely going to lose because the competition he's getting ready to go up against. It's about to be so steep. It is. It's about to be so steep that as great as he is, he can still fall. But if he does fall, it's not going to be bad. It's not going to be bad at all. Not going to be bad in the slides. But let me keep on reading with you guys. Yes, are you checking out the Brian Noble Jr.? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. In fact, we can go into the before I even continue. We can go into the championship rounds right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the championship rounds as we speak. Yes, sir. I've covered everything I need to say. It's time to make the show your own. We can talk about anything and everything in the world of sports, boxing and beyond, NBA, NFL, boxing, movie shows, video games, all that stuff. We can talk about it all. No question about it. Game releases, PS5s, PlayStation, Xbox, I don't care. We can do whatever we want and talk about the whole of the environment and make the show your own. We got 30 minutes to go and talk through whatever you want to discuss. And hey, let's have some fun with it. And again, shameless plug if you're here. Leave a like on the stream. Subscribe if you haven't already. Go on and share the show with anybody that you can. Hit the notification button. And also, don't forget, if you want to help support the show and donate, we ain't got super chats yet. So if you want to help us support the show and donate to the stream, hey, Cash App, PayPal, links on the screen and in the description. If you want to give, whatever amount we'll do, we just appreciate all the fervor to help keep the lights on and to help invest back in the show and make this better and better for you every day of the week. But let's keep on going with the championship rounds right now. Yes, sir, it's time to work. Let's see what you got to say. Am I checking out the Brian Noble Jr. fight? Yes, I am. I can't wait for it. I think is it going to be in Japan? If it's going to be in Japan, we're going to be waking up early. We're going to watch that fight. We're going to watch that fight. Absolutely. Oh, it's on ESPN Plus too. We're going to watch that fight. Live stream right here on YouTube. Oh, yes, we are. Oh, yes, we are. It's going to happen. Absolutely. So be prepared for the stream this weekend. It's a Hardy fight on Friday, but it's at time. It's at the time where shoot. I hope it's not. Is it in the midday? I gotta check the time on the fight to see exactly when it's happening. I can look that up as we're going through the rest of the chats going forward. Good gosh, got a lot of people comment. Hold on, let me see. To be as good as Floyd is to know the business as just as good as the fight. Inoue doesn't have the business power like Mayweather. To be as good as Mayweather, it's a hard one on the side of the business. Now, excuse me, I was thinking more so strictly on the fighting side. Business-wise, yeah, Floyd's Floyd. Rarely anybody is matching Floyd. Almost assuredly. Now, also Floyd Mayweather, businessman, savant, no question. Anyway, he's also making big bank in Japan to the point where it's like, I don't need to leave because I'm making so much money over here. Boxers come over here to fight me because I'm almost in every fight the biggest side in the sport. And I just came to the U.S. amongst the full crowd. Those my fourth time fighting in the States. I came over here with the public to see in full display for the first time with no restrictions at all, unlike with COVID. And y'all saw what I did against Roman Cardenas. That boosted his stock and his revenue power even more. So no, he's not at Floyd level, sure. But he ain't a bad businessman. I can't lie. He's not a bad businessman at all. I think Mayweather is the only one that accomplished that in pro boxing. Yeah. In terms of being able to be set up like he was a billionaire from the sport alone. Yeah, no, it's impressive. It's incredibly impressive. But let me keep on reading. Floyd's overall the best. Beat many legends. Had charisma. Spoke game. Good for business. Can sell. Motivated men to stay undefeated. Plus inspired pretty much a race of mania. Yeah, no, his effect is still felt. Absolutely, no question. So his greatness is great. Absolutely, we're not detracting from that at all. No question about it. Let me see. SGA and J-Dub shut it down. Brother, J-Dub had 40. This cat had 40. He had 40. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. I never expected that from Jalen Williams. Oh my gosh. Like, that was insane. Yeah. Shoot. What's it now? 3-2? Going into game 6? I think if they play like this again, with also Halliburton injured now and played bad last game, but again, due to injury, yeah, I think OKC's got this wrapped up. I think they got this wrapped up and they can send it home. Halliburton, Halliburton was injured. Hey, but just last game he had 29-11. The Halliburton struck again. It did, but this time he was injured. So we give that connotation there, even though it was still a bad game. He's going to have to play. He's going to have a Willis Reed type of performance, a Bernard King type of performance, an Isaiah Thomas type of performance, injured in the finals to make this thing work. Because, brother, it's looking bad for the Patriots right now going into game 6. Oh, it's going to be dangerous. It's going to be really dangerous. Absolutely. Listen, you watch the UFC card. Two brothers, Malik Masur and Wellmaker, are insanely good. Both won by KO. Now, full disclaimer, I don't keep up with the UFC nearly as much as I keep up with boxing. I'm covering this, the NBA, and the NFL. Predominantly, that's what the fan base has done for this channel. We do talk about UFC from time to time when I can. I'm not as well versed. I completely say that. So I got to give my, to a point, I can discuss it. Afterwards, kind of can't help you there. I got a full disclaimer. MMA Guru and others, they do great with that, absolutely. But I keep up with the best I can. Man, Sordo and Wellmaker, they are good. I have seen them. But and I got to see the KOs. I got to see the KOs over the weekend. Not for the actual fight, but over the highlights. Hey, them two, they ain't bad. No, they got something. They got something great going on. And also, this fight, I'm keeping up with this. This fight, I'm excited for this fight. Hill versus Roundtree. After the performance that Roundtree put up against the likes of shoot, who was it? Dang it, what's his name? Shoot, why am I blanking? Why am I blanking? Why am I blanking? The currently one of the most destructive light heavyweights, looking to be heavyweights in all of the UFC. What the world? Why am I blanking on this? I was just covering this cat. What the world? Oh my gosh! This is so bad. This is so bad. This is so bad. Oh my goodness. Alex Pereira. That's what I was thinking. My bad. I was blanking for a hot minute. Alex Pereira. Again, no. I know my UFC. I really do. I've been keeping up with Alex Pereira for years. I've followed the entirety of the rivalry, followed his rise up from what was it, 154, all the way up to 175, now getting ready to fight at heavyweight, wanting to fight at heavyweight. No, I've been following it, absolutely. Just lost to, who's that brother he just lost to? Who's that brother? Shoot. That's who it was, Akali. Because I watched that fight. I was couldn't, I'm sorry, some of these names that I look up because I'm struggling to have to make sure I say them correctly. But nah, I watched him lose in his last fight to Akali. And excuse me if I'm saying his name wrong. And it's like, shoot, I was surprised. I was shocked. But based on what we saw Roundtree do to Pereira, I am so high on Roundtree. Oh my gosh, if he can knock out Hill like Pereira did, or even in a more dominating fashion, oh shoot, give him that shot again. Give him that shot again, cause I'm excited for this. Really, for real. This is one of the fights I've been really waiting to see. Absolutely, Floyd best prime probably. Floyd best prime win is probably Diego Corrales. Yeah, yeah. Like in his prime before broken hands. Yeah, Corrales. Oh yeah, absolutely Corrales. That was when he was knocking people out left, right, and center, putting people to sleep as well as being able to box people. And during that era, Corrales was absolutely his best win at that point in time. Of course, he had a litany of other legends as well in his career, no question. But at that point in time, Diego Corrales, that was his best win, assuredly. For Europeans, it's around school and work time. Unless sorry, the card. I only care for the Brian Norman Jr. fight. Okay, that's understandable. Closest who may come to Floyd level at his proteges in Moten, the Dominican style, and Joseph Brown, who's undefeated, all martial arts. Want to see him become a champion. All of them. I don't think Moten's gonna get there. I don't think Moten's gonna get there because Moten is too right now. Moten is too open to get cracked. He's too open to get cracked. There's too many instances of seeing this cat caught with flush shots. And his chin's able to sustain it. But I promise you, it won't sustain it for long. He fights in a similar vein to Fabio Wardley. Now, I'm not saying he uses more technical ability. He's a better boxer. Yes, even at this young age. However, the dominant force of Moten's style right now is his chin and his power. He's got great offense, great ability. He can punch with the best of them. Thudding shots, we love it. But he gets caught so much. And we've talked about this for his past 3 fights. He's going the same route as Boots. Only difference is Boots changed his style for the better. Moten has not, though he's young. You don't want somebody this young taking this many big licks while being a offensive-centric fighter. You don't want that. You don't want, even if it's just a basic, better high guard. At least that's better than you coming in and you getting caught flush with shots. That's a whole lot better. That's leagues better. Right now, that's what Moten's literally falling into for his past 3 fights. It's a dangerous thing. I'm scared. I'm really scared. He can be great. He can be phenomenal. He can do what we wanted Tank to do and fight everybody and move up and really try to push himself. He can do that. I love it. I love his mentality. I love his style. I love his power. I love his grit. But I don't love how he eats shots. Willingly. Not just, I got a good chin. Willingly eating shots. I don't like that. And if he ever wants to get a semblance of sustained greatness, I'm not just talking about being great for a time, sustained greatness, he's got to get better defensively. Because his career can end quick. Not because I wanted to, but Cormel Moten's career can end quick and in a hurry by him eating this many punches this early in his career. He can get cut short. It's a dangerous game. It's a real dangerous game. He's got to fix it. He's got to fix that because it's going to be bad if he doesn't. Absolutely. After this calm week of boxing, it's about to be bombs with Wilder and, oh gosh, I forgot Wilder's fighting also this, shoot. Is that this weekend or is that after Norman? Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a second. Great day. Good gosh. Oh, okay. Shoot. Wilder's coming back June 27th. Browner was fighting on the 19th. Shakur and Zepeda fighting either end of June or early July. Canelo Crawford in September. We got, shoot, who else is fighting? Oh, Pacquiao and Barrios, I forgot, are fighting. Shakur and Zepeda. It's a, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. It's going to be insane. Wilder's on Friday. Okay, so Wilder's on Friday. Okay, thank goodness. Wait. Okay, no, okay. Wilder's on Friday, June 27th. Okay, my bad. Yep, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's going to be and the Jake Paul fight, which I don't. Look, hey, look. I don't want to see that Jake Paul fight. I'm sorry. I don't. I'm going to have to cover it. I don't want to cover it. I'm tired of covering Jake Paul. I'm sick of Jake Paul. Only thing I would care about Jake Paul if he fought a at this stage in his career, legitimate contending fighter. Because all these other ones, old, out of shape, or again, Julio Cesar Chavez, who was a former champion. He is only, 40, 30-something years old, just about. But has been in and out of rehab for 10 plus years. Hasn't taken the sport seriously in 15 years. He lost to Anderson Silva when Anderson Silva was younger. And even earlier in the boxing game than he was when he fought Jake Paul. I don't have confidence in that. I don't. And he's coming in at 160. Or he's coming in a natural 160 pounder, fighting at 190 against Jake Paul, who's a cruiserweight to heavyweight on average. It's still lopsided in Jake Paul's favor. Even with the accolades that we've seen Chavez in the lifelong boxing time that he's been in the sport with, he hasn't been dedicated. So it's still bad. It's still bad. It's still bad. I'm gonna have to cover it, but my gosh, I don't want to. Not at all. Let's see, when the Roach Tank fight, Albert Real, Roach and Tank is August 13th. In fact, let me verify to make sure, but I believe it's August 13th. Roach versus Tank, I believe it's August 13th on a Saturday. Let me check and make sure so we can give everybody all the deets, all the up and up. Yep, excuse me, August 16th. August 16th. So late this summer. Was it June, July, August? So 2 months from now. Tank versus Roach is happening. The rematch. That's gonna be, everybody's gonna be excited to see that. Everybody can't wait to see what's going on. And it's gonna be great. It's gonna be incredible. It's gonna be phenomenal. We are so excited for it. And let's not forget, for those of you who are just tuning in, we're in the championship rounds. You can talk about anything and everything in the world of sports. It's your time to shine, absolutely, no question about it. But let's talk about Tank. Let's talk about Tank real quick, because we got to keep having this conversation. When we're looking at Tank, he is still contemplating retirement. Don't let the recent news fool you. Don't let it fool you. He may have walked back the words, understandable. He still can walk. He's still, I'll guarantee you, still think about retiring. And if he loses outright against Lamont Roach, we might see it end right then and there. I'm so serious. If he loses against Lamont Roach right then and there, it could be done. It could be done. It could be done. Because Tank, again, we've talked about it before. His pride doesn't want him to lose. He doesn't want to lose the fire that's got him to be able to win, but he wants to fix his stuff, fix his life, understandable. If he loses this fight, it'll be the perfect opportunity. Yep. I ain't got it no more. It's time for me to go. I guarantee you, do not be surprised in the slightest. This fight is going to be to date the most important fight of Tank's career. Listen close. This fight with Tank against Lamont Roach is going to be the most important fight of Tank's career. This is the literal. If anybody plays video games in the arcade, do you wish to continue? This is going to be that screen for him. Do you wish to continue? If he loses this fight, if he wins, yeah, he'll keep fighting. Jake Paul will still be firmly as a marker for him to fight. He might fight T.O., who knows? But even then, everything's up in the air. Last time we checked, he was going to fight Jake Paul at 190. When he wouldn't fight Haney at 140. Moving up to 135. saying that 140 is too big for him. He's comfortable at 135, but yet he'll fight Jake Paul at 190. At least that's what was agreed upon. Shock and awe to us all. Absolutely. But still, as is asking, when the road's winding up, it's going to wind up as long as he wins. But if he ever gets an actual loss, if it's against Lamar Roach, be prepared. Be prepared for potentially this guy walking away. Be prepared. I'm telling you, it's not as far-fetched as you may seem. And also be prepared that if he does win, that Jake Paul is going to be the main guy that he goes after. Be prepared for that as well. Because I ain't too far out of the question. Shane Mosley said Canelo Alvarez is too big for Terence Crawford, and he's not going to do well in this fight because he's not a mover. If he can move, he'd have... Hold on. Excuse me? I'm sorry. Shane Mosley says Canelo Alvarez is too big for Terence Crawford, and he's not going to do well in this fight because he's not a mover. If he can move, he'd have a better chance of winning. Are you saying he's too big for Crawford to be able to beat because Crawford cannot move? Or are you saying Canelo is too big to move with Crawford? Is that... Because this can go both ways. Either he's saying that Terence Crawford is not a great mover and Alvarez is too big for him to beat. Or he's saying that Canelo Alvarez is too big to move with the likes of Terence Crawford. So he won't be able to win. And if Canelo can move better, he'd have better ability to actually win. Is that what he's saying? Do you think Bud at 830? Do you think Bud at 38 legs are lost? Absolutely not. Oh my gosh, no. Good gosh, no. Are you kidding me? No. No. The only person in this fight that we're saying has lost his legs is Canelo. Let's be honest. Let's be completely honest. The only person that we've seen that has lost their legs in this fight is Canelo Alvarez. Terence Crawford has fought the same way relatively for his entire career. He wants to come forward and control the fight with his power. He can still box with you and move. But he fights naturally, being the aggressor. But he hasn't lost his legs. No, he has not. If he did, we would have saw it against Madrimov, who was the most movement he has ever faced in his career. Yet he was still able to track him and beat him. So if Shane Mosley is saying that Canelo is too big and that Crawford cannot move, which is why Crawford's going to lose, he's out of his mind. He's out of his mind. He's lost his marbles. He's gone insane. He's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. If he's saying that, no wonder Devin Haney looked like he did against Jose Ramirez. Because, brother, whatever you've been teaching, it ain't working. And whatever your mentality as a boxer, it ain't right. Because, brother, that's completely wrong. If you're saying Crawford's lost his legs, but if you're saying Canelo's lost his legs, and you're saying Canelo might be too big to be able to move with the likes of Crawford and box with them, there is a better argument for that, even though that is still a bad statement, because Canelo still can move. He still can box beautifully. He still can do it. It's not the same. It's definitely the same. He's lost a step. Yes, he has. He's still a pound-for-pound level fighter, but he has lost a step. He has lost some ability. That is not in question. Excuse me. But, again, just to be clear, if Mosley is saying that Canelo is too big for Crawford and that Crawford has lost his legs, and he's saying if Crawford could move better, he could beat Canelo, that is a stupid statement. Because the biggest thing about Terence Crawford is that we have been saying he can outmaneuver Canelo. So if that's what he's saying, that is completely ridiculous and stupid. No question. But if he is saying that Canelo is too big to be able to keep up with Terence Crawford, and that if Canelo had better feet, he would have a better opportunity to beat Crawford, that is a truer statement. still, Canelo can still move. And he's still great. But the concern on that regard is more valid. Because, hey, that's real. If Crawford can move around the ring and make it hard to catch like with William Skull, but make it so he's actually still boxing and being offensively active and setting traps, making Canelo lose his balance, forcing Canelo to have to really work to find him while still being able to, excuse me, while still being able to go through and outthink and outwork Canelo in the process, while taking advantage of Canelo's slower feet that he's garnered over the years. Now that's a real conversation. That's an absolute conversation, no question. That is the biggest concern for Canelo in all of this. Because again, for many people, the only saving grace is the fact that, oh, Crawford can move and force Canelo to have to work. But that's also Canelo's biggest weakness at this point in time. Making you have to work. Making Canelo have to really find you. Yeah, you can stand and bang with him. Sure, it's a dangerous game, but you can do it. But, unless you're Triple G, it's ill-advised. However, if you can move, and he doesn't like movers, not runners, movers. If you can move and box, like we know Crawford can, size may not be the thing that can control this fight. And if size becomes the second most dominant factor in this fight for Canelo Alvarez, that is a dangerous sign that Canelo might be in a hole. If size ever becomes the second biggest factor in this fight, Canelo's gonna be in a hole. Oh gosh, Canelo's gonna be in a hole. That's gonna be concerning. My goodness, I promise you. The biggest thing that we know Canelo can bring this fight with everything else, because he is indeed an all-time great fighter. One of the more well-rounded fighters we've seen. He's on the level of Crawford. Let's be real. But if the biggest thing right now with Canelo, leading all of that, is his size and durability. If we see that Canelo's size factor becomes a secondary proponent into the story of what this fight's gonna be, Canelo's in trouble. Canelo's in trouble. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. He is in trouble. He is in trouble. I promise you he's in trouble. If that happens, he's in some major trouble. But let me see. Do you notice that every fighter that has fought someone is always going to say his opponent is going to win against anyone else? That way they can say they weren't as good as that person. Yeah, that is true. We have seen that before. Absolutely. It's a common thing because, again, they've been in the ring with that brother. And so it's tough to say, hey, man, I don't think he can beat him because I fought this cat. And what he did against me, I'm for sure he can do against you. So, I get it. I get it. I do get it. I have seen that happen a lot. And so, no, you ain't overthinking it. It's a real thing that happens. It makes sense as to why they say it, but it's a real thing. How much truth is there to it? Some cases, yeah. Their assessment's right. In some cases, nah. Their assessment ain't right. I mean, shoot, I've seen some people say Chisora would have beaten the likes of Tyson Fury when they fought for the fourth time. Because, he's a warrior. He would look at what he did against me. Nah. That's just out of pocket. But in this situation, you're not overthinking it. It's a common thing that happens because they're speaking from their experience of what they saw with the brother. And if you beat me, and I did everything I could, it's hard for me to say you couldn't beat somebody else. It really is. Now, if Shane Mosley had fought in Terrence Crawford, he would have lost too. Let's be real. If Sugar Shane Mosley had fought Terrence Crawford, he would have lost to Terrence Crawford too. I'm dead serious. And this ain't me trying to hype or dismay on what the great Sugar Shane Mosley is as a boxer. No, never. Never. But if Terrence Crawford had fought Mosley, Crawford would have also beaten Mosley. He would have beaten Mosley. I think he would have knocked out Mosley if he had fought against him. So I don't think this situation where it's like a better or worse skin in the game. I think genuinely he feels that Canelo will beat him. It's just the reason. I ain't got no problem with that. The reasoning, though, is stupid. The reasoning for why Canelo would beat Crawford is stupid. Because Shane Mosley's reasoning is that Crawford's legs are gone. And we have routinely seen Crawford's legs are not gone. At all. At all. So it is a stupid statement. We got to call it like we see it. Let me see. Bud's an expert timer. He will catch Canelo and might even control Canelo. And we've touched on that too. But let's delve deeper. Canelo, what he did against Errol Spence, if he can do that same thing against Canelo Alvarez, he's got this fight. Errol Spence is not the blueprint, but Errol Spence Jr. was the best example of what Bud Crawford does to his opponents every time out. That was the most destructive and most in-your-face display of what Crawford truly is as a fighter. That fight was the essence of Terrence Crawford in his whole totality. That fight was the complete pinnacle of exactly what Terrence Crawford is when it comes to being a warrior, a dog, a picture-perfect puncher, a precision sniper. This is everything. The timing, the calmness, the ability to control you while fighting in your domain. That is what Crawford does better than anybody else, better than nearly anybody else in the sport. Only between him and Inoue. It's only him and Inoue that I see having that type of caliber of talent. And Ben Rodriguez. I'm not just talking about fighting their fight and you coming into their domain. I'm talking about they go to you and they beat you where you reside. Ain't many people that can do that in the sport. They can. Crawford can. And Crawford, like with Spence, countered Spence to perfection. When we look at Spence versus, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Sorry about hitting the mic. When we look at Spence and Crawford and parallel that with Spence and Canelo, but that can happen too. That can happen too. That can happen. That can absolutely happen. Especially with the amount of wind-up that Canelo goes through punching on his hooks to the body. I'm telling you. Just like with Errol Spence Jr., the danger of trying to counter Canelo is so great, people don't want to try. But if you do try, there is a way that you can do it. There is. Just like with Spence and that lunging left straight that nobody wanted to try to test except for Crawford. Canelo and those hooks to the body. If there was any punch that if you can time it, buddy, you can do some serious work. Get his attention. Make him respect you. Like he had to respect Bebo. Like he had to respect Triple G, which he lost at least one of those fights. He did. At least one of them. He lost one of those in the trilogy. Because he had to respect Gennady Golovkin. He had to respect Floyd Mayweather. And he had to respect Bebo. This fight, Crawford can do that exact same thing. Yes, he can. Oh, yes, he can. Oh, yes, he can. My gosh, he can. I promise you, he can do it. It's just a matter of the brother's you take that same chance. You have to. That is your best way to win. Lean into the countering ability that you have if you're Terrence Crawford and look to counter those big swings. And that's a big part of what can make you win. I promise you. I promise you. He can catch him. He can catch him in time. Especially if he goes to southpaw. He can do it. He can do it. He just got to take the chance, but he can do it. And he's done it before, so he'll do it again. I'm telling you, he will take that chance. If it works out, great. Be ready for an upset. If it works out, be ready for an upset. Let me see. Jay Riggs, hard to be an expert timer if he's gonna be gun shy and backing up too stiff. I feel better be on your A game. And mind you, this is a valid point. This is a valid concern. You don't want Crawford to be scared. You don't want Crawford to be concerned. You don't want Crawford to have to be gun shy. You don't want him to be fighting like Devin Haney. You don't want that brother to fight like Jermell Charlo, the bum that was that night. Fighting like an absolute, like a pup, like a cub. Fought so disrespectful, made me sick to my stomach. One of the most ignorant and stupid and absolutely phoned in performances I have ever seen. You gave that fight to Canelo because you just didn't want to try. That was just as bad as Skull. Let's be honest. That fight that Charlo put up was just as bad as Skull because he did the exact same thing. Horrible, stupid, ridiculous, terrible. All that talk that you talked for all of your career, for the biggest moment, you were built for this, and then you were built to die. That's all you did. You laid down and died and said, hey, I'll play dead because I just don't want to get put on a poster. Take my money and run, and you ain't fought since. Your brother came back before you. And you had less issues going on personally than your brother. I don't get it. But that's a whole nother conversation. We don't want Crawford to turn into that. But Crawford will not turn into that because Crawford is not that. Crawford is not Charlo. Crawford is not Devin Haney. Crawford is a dog. Crawford is a monster. Crawford has fought killers before and met them face to face and killed them. He's done that every fight of his career. He fought prime Gamboa, undefeated Gamboa, running through the ringer Gamboa before the decline and knocked him out. He fought Kell Brook when he was still dangerous. Yes, he got beat by Errol Spence Jr., but still, he beat Kell Brook in quicker time. 4 rounds. Ridiculous, stupid. And Dongo knocked him out. Posted him, beat him. Sean Porter, who, mind you, Errol Spence went to war with. War, absolute war. Sean Porter, multi-time champion, multi-division champion. One of the biggest dogs in all of 140. All of 147 at welterweight. Gave anybody work. And this brother was losing up until 2 rounds. Up until was it round 7? Round 7 and round 8? Knocked him out within the round immediately. Beat him in such a decisive manner that even Spence wasn't able to do in a close fight. Turn that fight around to where it was like, oh my gosh, there's no question who's better. That's ridiculous. That's stupid. That's greatness. That's Crawford. Crawford's not going to be in any way what we saw Charlo be. You don't got to worry about him being gunshot. He ain't going to be that at all. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you that. I promise you. I'd say Crawford's the most dangerous and best boxer in the world today. Now, this is a great question. Pound for pound, you got him as number 1. It's hard to argue. It's hard to argue. Power, speed, and skill is what matters, not the weight. Like I said, it's hard to argue against Crawford not having that top spot. Again, for me, it's Usyk, Inoue, Crawford. All of them are neck and neck. It might as well be a 3-way draw. And if we're going off pure talent, accolades aside in pure talent, then I got Inoue 1, Crawford 2, Usyk 3 for me. So it's still like the same list, different order. But the stuff he's doing, you can't take, you can have an argument that, yeah, this cat is bona fide him. in every category. He's one of the most powerful punchers in the whole of the division. He is one of the strongest pound for pound in the division. He is the best switch hitter in boxing. Not just of today's era. We're talking all time. He is one of the best. Him, Marvin Hagler, Salvador Sanchez. Some of the three best switch hitters I've ever seen in boxing history. He is in that conversation for all-time left and right-handed boxers. Seamlessly, without any hesitation. There's no better or worse side of him. It's just that's him. It makes no sense. Phenomenal chin. Great heart and durability. Has been pushed and elevated every single time out. Has made history. 2-time undisputed. Going for 3. Might move back down to 154. He said it himself after his fight with Canelo at 168, if he does go through and win. He's a cerebral assassin. To take the moniker from Triple H. He's a cerebral assassin. He is a supercomputer that also got a gun on his hip because he got power everywhere. What can he not do? What can he not do? It's insane. He's one of the most complete fighters we have in this era in boxing. He belongs in the Four Kings conversation for Hagler, Hearns, Duran, and Leonard. He would be that 5th king. I've said it countless times. And he's on the cusp, if he does indeed beat Canelo, at potentially being a top 10 fighter of all time in a lot of people's eyes. Oh, yes, he is. If he accomplishes this, brother, oh my gosh, brother, you got to understand, brother and sister, whoever's listening, you have to understand, this is so, where's that THT, where's that THX music? There it is. If this man beats Canelo, he will become a 3-time undisputed champion with one of those undisputed titles being at 168. That doesn't make any sense. After jumping up 2 weight classes immediately, without any tune-up, without any pre-fight, with just simply a year of prep to go and fight the best 168-pounder in the world, one of the best in the history of this sport. Arguably the 3rd or 2nd best Mexican fighter boxing has ever seen. There's an argument. Chasing the ghost of Salvador Sanchez and the living ghost of Julio Cesar Chavez. And if he accomplishes this and beating that also other all-time great in Canelo, we are talking about top 10 conversations. We've said it before. Somebody's getting bounced from the pound for pound list for all-time status. Things are getting shifted. Stuff's getting moved around. We are looking at this conversation differently. And it's ironic we got 2 people in that same boat of potentially shifting the marker of greatness, with Crawford and Canelo both at the same time existing in the same era, doing stuff that we haven't seen done for upwards of 30 years? Insane. Or in some cases, stuff we've never seen before. It's ridiculous. But that's what we're experiencing. And Crawford, if he does this, the tectonic plates of the boxing pantheon will indeed be reformed, will be shifted. Somebody will get booted off. I can't lie. Somebody's going to have to get bumped off. Because there's going to be some room to be made for Crawford. Who that is, I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. But just know that is the ramifications of what we're getting ready to witness if we see this brother pull this off. One of the most insane feats I have ever witnessed in my lifetime as a boxing fan. I'm young. I get it. It will be one of the most ridiculous things I have ever seen as a boxing fan if he can do this. And it will be worthy of being put in that same pantheon as some of the 10 best boxers in the world, in history. I guarantee you, I promise you, it's going to be up that hill. It's going to be up that hill. Yeah, but fight both left and right. Canelo just orthodox. And like I said, Canelo fighting just orthodox is not bad. It's not bad at all. It's just it is difficult to fight one way against somebody that can fight both ways, and who has no weakness in both types of ways. Like we've seen Leonard beat Hagler, though I thought he lost that fight. We've seen an upset happen with somebody of this caliber of greatness before, with Leonard beating Marvin Hagler, but still, but it wasn't easy. And even then, I still feel he lost that fight. To this day, I feel Leonard lost that fight. Absolutely. But it's possible. It's going to be a tall task. And speaking of which, one last thing, because this is a good point. We talked about can Inoue catch Floyd. Brother, what about Terrence Crawford? I think we underestimate. This man is potentially going to be a 3-time undisputed champion, and he is also. This brother's also right now. What is it? He's 41-0 with 30. He's 41-0 with 31 KOs. Hypothetically, genuine question. Hypothetically, this man beats Canelo, which honestly will be a greater feat than anything Floyd has ever done. That's real. It'll be on par with something that Pacquiao's done. It'll be in the ranks of Roy Jones Jr. But if Roy Jones Jr. didn't beat John Ruiz for the heavyweight title, if he beat Lennox Lewis in his prime for the title, that's what this is a comparison to. This would be one of the greatest feats in the history of sports history. In the history of boxing. From what I can recollect and remember. But he does this. He's 42-0 with that as his staple win for his entire career. Beating a still in his prime, at his best, relatively close Canelo. And he would only be 42-0. If he goes back down like he said he wants to go, and he goes to 154, after hypothetically beating Canelo, and goes undisputed there too, he's better than Floyd. He's better than Floyd. He does that. He does that. He's better than Floyd. I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. He's better than Floyd. There's no question. Again, Floyd's one of the top 10 to 15 boxers of all time. He's better than Floyd. If he does that. If he goes 45-0, hypothetically, he goes 45-0 with this win under his belt, and just said, I'm done. Like, I don't, brother. What? This would be stupid. Fighting every big name that was in front of him. Knocking out almost all of them. Moving up and fighting the best in other divisions. Going up again and fighting the face of this generation. In his prime in Canelo and beating him. Then moving back down, and you, hypothetically, you beat the likes of Bakram Murtazali, Sebastian Fundora. Shoot, who else is there? Virgil Ortiz. Oh, I almost forgot. He fights and he beats Virgil Ortiz, hypothetically. What would that be? What would that be? 44-0? If he beats Canelo, Bakram, Fundora, Virgil. That's what? 42, 43, 44. That's 45. He beats Bakram and Virgil. That's 43-0. But he loses to Bakram, but he beats Virgil Ortiz. But that's 42-1. With 3-time undisputed under his belt. Bud is already four if he beats. Bud is already 4 times if he beat Must be right. Hold on. Bud is already 4-time. If Bud beats Canelo, he'll be a 5-time. Wait, hold on. He's a 4-time undisputed champion. Wait a second. Hold on. He won belts at 135, 140, 147, 154, and then 168. If he does it. Oh, 40. Okay, 40 division. My bad. 40 division. I thought I was misremembering and thinking 4-time undisputed. I was about to say, oh my gosh, I've been sleeping on this brother somehow. But no, so yeah, he will be a 5-division champion if he accomplishes this, and a 3-time undisputed champion. But three out of the 5 divisions he went to, he got all the belts. That would be preposterous. With killers at every belt. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest, and it might be sacrilegious. I don't care. With the ramifications that this fight has for being in the genuine pantheon of some of the greatest wins we've ever seen off the backs of a career that has set himself apart from everybody else in this generation, just about. Outside of a select few like Inoue, Canelo, and Usyk. If he does this, I can't lie. That conversation with him and Floyd is tough. Because Floyd didn't even do this. This ain't just beating Canelo. He beat Canelo. Yes, he did. This is the best version of Canelo. From the standpoint of where Canelo was at 154 when he fought Floyd versus where he is now. He evolved and changed and got better. He did. He evolved and changed and got better. He eclipsed even what we thought he could become when he fought Floyd Mayweather. He was still going to be a big star. He still was. He overshadowed that. This Canelo is still, even though he's on the decline, this Canelo is better than that Canelo that Floyd fought. He is. That's objectively true. He is. This Canelo is better than that Floyd. Oh, excuse me. This Canelo is better than that Canelo that Floyd Mayweather faced. My apologies. If he also, Macau B, what's good with you, man? How you doing? Thanks for tuning into the show. Leave a like on the stream since you're here. Go ahead and get it up. We're in the championship rounds where it's you all control the show. It's your time to shine. Whatever you want to discuss, we can discuss it right here and now for the world to see. Basketball, NBA, NFL, movies, sports, video games, all of it. We can discuss it right now. At this point in time, we're talking Crawford and Canelo and if Crawford beat Canelo, what would that do against the greatness of a Floyd Mayweather off the backs of what he's already done? And I'm making the argument right now that if he did in fact beat Canelo right now, shoot, I might have to put him as better than Floyd. I might have to put him better than Floyd. I'm so serious. If he beats this Canelo, I think I might have to put him as better than Floyd. And it's not. I don't say that heavily, or at least they're now on the same threshold. At least they're on the same threshold. At least they are on the same threshold. At minimum, for me, you don't gotta agree. I understand. For me, if he does this. No, this is a different breed. This is a different animal. It's different. This is a different monster. This is a different monster altogether. Because in fact, let's and again, Crawford is the greatest fighter of his generation, but Floyd already beat Canelo, so this is a great point. Let's bring it up right now. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm getting it right now. Give me 1 minute. Okay, Floyd fought Canelo at 150. Now to fight both of them 150, 152, just about. That Canelo, again, was 42-0 and won, had a draw, but was still young. was still genuinely, like, he was still evolving he was great. But he wasn't this. That Canelo was still young and growing. That Canelo, mind you, that Canelo, he is 63 and 2. He was 42. He had 20 fights since that fight with Canelo. Or since that fight with Floyd. And he got better. Way better. Way better. This Canelo Alvarez right now is better than that Canelo that faced off against Floyd Mayweather. That is not me trying to pick sides. That is objectively true. If this Canelo gets beat by Crawford, we've acknowledged that Canelo is still on the decline right now, because again, he's getting older. But still, if he beats this Canelo, which is still better than that Canelo that faced off against Floyd, he is. I'm telling you, he is. That would put, for me, that's putting Crawford right there with Floyd. It's no longer who's better, they tied. It's no longer who's better, they tied. Because I also don't have as many of the contextual detractions that we have with Floyd Mayweather. Picking people at the right time, fighting people when they were over the hill or whatever the case may be, doing all that. We haven't heard any of those conversations when it comes to Terrence Crawford and his career as he's gone through it. It's harder to pick out those types of issues or nitpicks also with Crawford and fighting people at the right moment in time that people use against the likes of Floyd Mayweather. Which, again, I'm not getting into whether or not they're false or true. I'm just saying those types of contextual arguments you don't even have against the likes of Crawford, because we watched Crawford live, and this brother, against everybody at their best, he ran through him. He ran through him. He did. There was no controversial stuff. There was no, oh, he actually lost this, that, and the third. There was no, somebody got robbed of a win. Every fight that Crawford has won, to my recollection, has been definitive. I did it. He beat you. I'm better than you. And that's end of story. While also carrying more power. And also going against a cavalcade of murderers rows in his own right. And cleaning out his best competition in Spence in a manner that I don't even think we saw Floyd beat that demonstratively when he got against his opponent. In terms of that much of a whitewashing type of thing. When the odds, mind you, people said that Crawford couldn't do it. Don't forget the whole issue with this conversation in the chat that we were having about a year or two ago. Where people were saying that yo, Spence is just too big for the brother. Spence can't do nothing with him. Or Crawford can't do nothing with him, excuse me. Spence is too strong. He'll break him down. There's nothing Crawford can do to be able to box his way out of this. And Crawford did everything that Spence does to his opponents and more. In a destructive force that was akin to Joe Frazier versus George Foreman. And I hate bringing up that fight because that's my favorite fighter in Joe Frazier. They got beat up. But brother, it's undeniable. And now he adds Canelo to this resume. 2-time undisputed. 4-division champion would be 5. Would be a then 3-time undisputed champion. And hypothetically, in his own words, moving back down to 154 to fight the likes of Virgil Ortiz, Boa Chuck, Sebastian Fundora, Tim Sue, and going after the rest of the belts at 154, and he accomplishes that, or even just wins, beats Canelo outright. That's step number 1. Brother, you can't deny that at minimum, he's at least on par with Floyd Mayweather. You can't. Because that's greater than anything Floyd has ever done. It is. Floyd's greatest accomplishment is his record. Floyd Mayweather's record, he got that 50th win by fighting a UFC fighter, which started the trend of what we see with Jake Paul. Now, spectacle fights. Now, he still beat him, but the fact that was an official sanctioned fight, when Keith Thurman was still there, when Terrence Crawford was still there, when Errol Spence at his prime was still there, A boatload of killers and champions still there. And you go and fight Conor McGregor. Not for an exhibition, but for an actual record-defining fight. As your 50th win, and then you retire. You played the business right. But as a boxer, no. We talked about it bad then. We talk about it bad now. That was a bad move. To beat Rocky Marciano's record and do it in that fashion, I don't agree with that. That was wrong. Because you should have done it against actual comp. That was a championship level contender. Because you were still a championship level contender. But that's a whole nother conversation. That would be great. That would be insane. If Canelo does this, that would be on par with it. That would be better than that. This would be better than 50-0. We can talk about the ins and outs of the career. But this win versus what capped off that 50th win, this would be better than that. This would. I'm telling you, it would. It would be, at least in my estimation. It would be. Let me see. Vincent Simeon, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Thanks for tuning into the show. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go on a tangent. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for tuning into the show. Leave a like on the stream if you like what you're hearing. Hey, if you want to support, we got means to support. PayPal, Cash App. Links in the description too if you want to give. Keep the lights on to help get this show going, to invest back in this show. And so we appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new. Because, hey, we do this every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, covering the world of boxing and beyond. And we love talking with you all. And we also live stream fights on the weekends when we are able to. I think we're going to do the Brian Norman fight this weekend. So, hey, be prepared, get ready. We're going to be excited for it. But appreciate you coming in on the show. I don't mind being on the same threshold, but 49-0 is special. But Crawford Nilo went with me more because he went 2 Nilo's way. Exactly. Thank you. This does not diminish what Floyd did, but it indeed encapsulates the true greatness of what we're seeing with this version of Canelo versus this version of Crawford. That is insane. That's ridiculous. Gamboa was undefeated, but he was off for two years. He was, but he was still seen as a big threat. Even though he had been off for 2 years, it was still, when he came through, it was still, hey, brother Crawford, you got a test. And he showed it. He did show it on the night of the fight. Gamboa made it difficult. He showed exactly why. Hey, I might be 2 years old, but I'm still Gamboa. That at that point in time was still taking out the world. And Crawford, so it was still impressive. And so I think no matter what, Bivol got the best win over Canelo. There's a good argument with that. Hey, shoot, that's a great argument. That's a phenomenal argument. Because again, Canelo had already gotten to 175 before. He had beaten the likes of Kovalev. He had knocked out Kovalev. It was an old Kovalev, yes, but he knocked out Kovalev. And then went back down to 168, rang, and then came back up to 175 to fight Bivol. And already beaten bigger guys cleanly, dominantly, and looked like a world killer. So right now, that is Bivol. Well, his best win was Canelo before he ultimately beat him in that phenomenal classic of a rematch that he had against him at the last Crescendo. Great, phenomenal. I love it. But it's one of his best wins. And for anybody who's beaten Canelo, there's an argument that that's the best win of anybody that has beaten Canelo. Because though, again, the weight class is wrong for him, but everything else about Canelo was better. And Bivol was still able to do what he did. Though some people say, hey, he should have beat him because his Canelo come up in weight. We still understand this is the Canelo that is like, and this was still a bad brother Canelo who seemed to be unstoppable. So there's a real argument that, yeah, Bivol's win right now looks to be the best win that we've seen on the whole of the record of the losses with Canelo Alvarez. So I get you. Listen, you're absolutely right. Crawford's win means so much more. Definitely an argument to put him as the GOAT. Not the GOAT, a GOAT. He's already a GOAT, but moving up the threshold of that top 10 level conversation. The GOAT for me right now is still the likes of Sugar Ray Robinson. That's still my GOAT. And there's still some people, again, Henry Armstrong, it's phenomenal. Edward Charles, another one, Joe Louis, at his best, killer. Got an argument for that as well. There's a litany of people that still deserve that true GOAT moniker, which again we can have another conversation with, because that's a whole nother show. Absolutely. And there's more historians that know more than me about who deserves to be in that conversation. Absolutely. But Crawford is in that conversation as well. He deserves to be. He's amongst those greats. Absolutely. Again, the Haglers, Hearns, Leonards, Durans, all of whom are in that GOAT conversation. They are a plethora of boxers. He's in that tier. But how high he goes up now is dictated off of potentially this win. Potentially this win. He can, even if he loses, let's be clear, even if he loses, he can still move up that ladder. A loss doesn't just negate it. Okay, yeah, this brother's a bum. He doesn't belong in any competition. No. If he loses this, it's going to be, well, yeah, you flew too close to the sun. Fighting upwards of what 154, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 67, 68. That's a 14-pound weight difference from 154 to 168, let alone starting out your career at 135. But that's 20-plus pounds. That's ridiculous. So, like, you losing at this weight against Canelo, we would understand. Because also others have tried and failed coming up from a weight like yours. It's if he can accomplish it, it would expedite the process of moving up. But he could still be great and be a GOAT. He still is a GOAT, but he can still be a greater GOAT even if he loses to Canelo. This loss is going to just shut down that argument. No, he'll still be great. But my gosh, if he does win, it will be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. If you watch Bud train, notice his legs, and his legs are not small. He got very big legs, bigger than Canelo leg. So I don't understand that Canelo is bigger, because he's not. Canelo, and I think we touched on this earlier, Canelo, when we say Canelo's bigger, Canelo Alvarez, we're discussing naturally at 168, he has molded into that division, and that is his division. So, and even amongst the bigger guys in this division, he has been the biggest puncher every single time out at 168. So he is the biggest guy in 168 right now. He's stocky. He's strong. He is indeed incredibly strong. Crawford is taller than Canelo. Yes. He might be, on the night of the fight, he might even weigh more. Or at least weigh close to Canelo. Yeah. And pound for pound, he's still one of the strongest fighters in the division. Outright in all the boxing. Understandable. But there's a difference in sustained strength versus gained strength. Sustained strength means that I am comfortable and I operate at this fully. I compared this last time, and y'all probably heard this before. It's like a car. You're not used to the car, so you can't control it like you want to control it. If a new muscle car, you can't control it like you want to control it. You're still getting adjusted to how to operate under this new body or under this new engine that's under the hood. Canelo is an experienced driver with also one of the biggest engines in the racing game. But he is comfortable with how to handle it and get everything he needs to out of that engine. Crawford, he can build his engine up, absolutely, to the likes of Canelo. But to control that same engine is not the same. And also, having that sustained level of muscle that you're operating in allows you to do more with said muscle. Because now it's not just malleable and strong, but you know how to push it to beyond even what the limits of your natural weight is. That's what Canelo has learned because of him being at 168 for so long. Crawford, while he can come in bigger, may not be able to control that strength the same way or even use the strength the same way because he's not used to it in the same way. Because he's been fighting at 147, 154, 135. Now jumping up this big, it's a different game. It can either make you worse or it can make you better. Roy Jones Jr., every time he gained weight, he got better up until he moved back down and cut muscle to lose weight, and then he got worse. Canelo Alvarez, he was able to be great when he moved up to 175 against Kovalev the first time. But the second time, as much as it was a great win by Canelo, still, or as much as it was a great win by Bivol, excuse me, Canelo still did not look like the same Canelo that he was the first time he moved up at 175 because he could not handle his body the same anymore. He was more sluggish. He was more tired. The weight was heavy. He could not move like he wanted to move. He could not go on the attack like he normally wanted to. He looked like he had a book bag attached to him. It was weighty, the body that he brought into that ring. And it had a negative effect on his game. And when he moved back down to 168, he fought like the Canelo that we know he can fight. Or he fought like the Canelo that we know we can always fight like. But now 168 is too big for him. And he can't operate with that same level of mass at the same conducive threshold. Crawford, moving up to 168, we think he's got the capabilities to be bigger and potentially better than Canelo on that night. He definitely does. But once he gets there, we don't know that answer until the bell rings because we haven't seen him there before. And the concern is we don't know whether or not, even if he's got the body to overcome Canelo, he can't use the body to overcome Canelo because he's not used to the body, because he hasn't gotten into an actual fight at this weight before. He's still getting adjusted to the full capabilities of what this new frame of body can do. And he can be bigger, but he can't be stronger, hypothetically, because he doesn't know how to use his strength properly like he could in full breath at 154, at 147, at 145. Because it's a different body he's operating under. So understanding how to use that strength is not the same anymore. It's a new learning curve. It's a new car. It's the same chassis but new engine. It's a new car. It's a new car. Because now everything about that car is different. The handling, the traction, the weight distribution, the transitions when you're changing gears, coming in and out of turns, accelerations, all of it is different. And if you don't know how to handle it, all that strength becomes unusable because you don't know how to use it in this new chassis of a car. Because the engine is bigger, but it changes everything about the properties of what that car can be and how that car handles. That's where the concern with Crawford comes into play. But let me see. Well, let's see. Jay Riggs, he went to Bevo weight. He went to Bevo weight class. I gave Floyd the nod because of how dominant he was in his win against Canelo. And Canelo was younger and way bigger. Yep, absolutely. Kent might be because Canelo didn't have man strength at the time. He was just popular. And Mike, let me see. Mikhail B. Here's a good way to look at that Canelo versus Floyd fight versus this fight now. Canelo versus Floyd was like Canelo versus Munguia. Now, not in terms of talent. Understand. Hey, I'm not trying to call Munguia Floyd or even Canelo at that point in time. But the same way that Munguia was up and coming, undefeated, looking like a menace, coming up to the division, and Floyd and Canelo was like that next, or he was the guy. And Munguia was trying to challenge the old lion. And Canelo taught Munguia a lesson. Just like Floyd boxed Canelo and taught him a lesson to learn from and grow from. That's what we're saying when we look at that fight with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd beat a Canelo who was good. He was good. He was hyped up. Yes, he was. But it was deserved. But at the same time, he was nowhere close to the level of IQ, understanding, and outright ability that Floyd and the other champions of that time had to offer. After that fight, he got to that level, but he wasn't there yet. Just like with Munguia. Munguia wasn't there as much as he was gaining popularity. as much as he was being able to, starting to catch the eyes of the masses. When he knocked out John Ryder, when he went undefeated at middleweight, when he was looking like a real menace, similar to Canelo, getting a lot of hype, getting a lot of draw, getting some notoriety, and then Canelo showed him what the levels were, but what he can do to be better. That's what Floyd did to Canelo. That's what Floyd did to Canelo. Similar to what Canelo did to Munguia. But now, this Canelo is the full evolution of what that Floyd fight taught him. This Canelo is a better Canelo than Canelo ever was before Floyd Mayweather. This Canelo, his talent matches the height. That's the issue. This Canelo's talent matches the hype. Canelo's talent back then was hype worthy, but it didn't match it. This Canelo, his talent matches the hype outright. It does. And to some degree, it exceeds the hype. Because even now, what Canelo can do is indeed great. It's overshadowed by, honestly, the name and the power and the big hooks. But all of the little things, because like we said before, there's the small stuff in boxing that defines a good fighter versus a great fighter. The small stuff that Canelo does, he was never doing before he fought the likes of Floyd Mayweather. And he learned and adopted that and made it better. And to a degree, his name has even overshadowed all the great technical stuff that he's been able to do and garner for his career. He is a better fighter now than he ever was against Floyd Mayweather. Ever was. That's why we have conversations about whether or not Floyd could beat this version of Canelo. We have conversations about it. We really do. Because we now see, at least we see now Canelo's got a game plan against the Philly shell, like he did against Caleb Plant. And anybody who's done a Philly shell against Canelo after that, he's never had issue with. Not saying they were as good as Floyd, but Canelo didn't know how to handle that. Just that defense alone, he did not know how to handle. Afterwards, he learned how to handle it. He at least had formulated a form of attack to consistently beat it, which he didn't have against Floyd Mayweather when he fought him. He's gotten better. He's gotten smarter. He's gotten more advanced. He has gotten to the peak of his powers as a mental fighter, not just as a physical fighter, because he's grown and been bigger than ever, more powerful than ever, but as a mental fighter. Up here, this game is 90% mental and 10% physical when it comes to boxing, according to Teddy Atlas. This brother got it right up here to make it so that his physical capabilities could be as dominant as we've seen over the course of the last 6 years. This Canelo is not the same Canelo that fought against Floyd. So if Crawford beats a fully evolved, final form version of Canelo Alvarez, who's done feats that, mind you, even the likes of Floyd Mayweather hasn't done as well, this would be one of the most impressive things in boxing history. It would. It really would. Teddy Atlas is absolutely correct. I learned that lesson every day in the gym. Oh, you a boxer? Oh, man, I didn't know that. Hey, brother, glad to see another boxer in the gym. Hopefully you're taking, hopefully what I'm saying is lining up, or you're learning. Or even if you disagree, it at least sounds like I know what I'm talking about. So you can take some solace in that. But yeah, it's Teddy. He's been writing about so much stuff. He has been a real hub of information for a lot of people to understand the sweet science and the heart of the sport, the literal heart, not just the heart of a fighter, but the heart of the person. It's incredible, man. I learned a lot from him. I truly learned a lot from them. But listen, you know your stuff, man. Great points. Hey, but I appreciate it. Like I said, we don't do fanboy stuff over here. I mean, we're fans of people. We want you to be a fan. Absolutely. Support who you support. But we don't do the fandom or the fanboy type stuff, hating on fighters or trying to demean or bring people down. No, we call it like we see it. We're invested in the fights. We want the sport to be better. The sports world as a whole to be better. Absolutely. So it's like we're here for it. And I try to be as much of a voice of reason, a voice of learning, and just a voice of fun and entertainment to help you make your day better. Hopefully I made that happen. Absolutely. But let me keep on reading. What you say? You know your stuff, man. Great points. I appreciate it. Absolutely. No doubt in my mind. It means the word to me. You all feel that way about it. Absolutely. But let me keep on reading. Yo, let me see. Let me see if I'm saying this right. Emerald Roman. Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning into the show. It's going to be hard for Crawford, but Canelo's going to lose. Oh, so you got Canelo losing. Oh, wow. Okay. All right now. Okay. Okay, so we got some people that feel Crawford's going to actually take this. I understand the sentiment. All files of Canelo have been gift cheating. Oh, you're talking about the whatchamacallit? What's it called? Is it Cambuterol? Was that the scandal? Tainted meat and all that stuff. And it's like and which was another thing that was a big. They tried to Triple G won the first fight and the second fight. Shoot. What? Concretely, one of those fights was a draw, and one of those fights was Triple G. Trying to look into it more closely, Canelo, I can give Canelo one of them, but not the other one. I gotta rewatch them. Because again, those fights were two of the fights of the years. And like they're worthy to be so close quarter. But shoot, every time I watch it back, every time I watch them fights back, I keep getting like it's a draw. No, Canelo won this fight. Triple G won. I think it was a Triple G. I think it was a Triple G won the first one. I felt he really did win the first one. But that second one, whoo, that's close. That second one's close. I'm sorry. I got to be real. That second one's close. If it was a draw, I'd have no problem. But brother, ooh, shoot, man. I'll be perfectly honest. I got to rewatch those fights. Because even now thinking about it, it's still, it's either, I'll give it to you that Triple G should have won that first one. Yes. That second one, I got to rewatch it. Because the best I can come up with is a draw. Outright. I want to, man, I knew there was, shoot, I gotta rewatch it. I'm be perfectly honest, I gotta rewatch it. I'm be real. I gotta rewatch that fight to see who I thought actually won that second one. But let me keep on reading. The reason why not media talks about Crawford's age and decline is because he hasn't fought in over a year. To judge, yeah, that's part of it. Like I said, I wanted to see him fight at 168, even against a bump, just to see any semblance of traction of what he is at this point in time as a fighter. So if that happens, great. I would love it. At the same time, though, my gosh, we know what we saw last time out, but it's the unknown. That's part of it. It is the unknown that has us on pins and needles. I can't lie. It has us on pins and needles. No question. And so you're right, Triple G did win the first one. Okay, yeah. So we're in the boat. He should have won that first one. The second one, I am up in the air. I cannot lie. Full disclaimer. I am up in the air on that second fight. I will keep it a buck with you. Absolutely. So that I ain't lying to you or giving you some false level of facade on it as well. Look at reading. Judge gave it to him. Yep, we're talking about that. Let me see. Triple G won the second fight. Triple G won the second fight by 2 rounds. Like I said, I gotta go watch. I'll take your word for it. I'm gonna go back and rewatch it so I can get a better assessment. Because I don't want to just go off of vague memory. Because that was a couple years ago. I can't lie. But I'm gonna go rewatch it. Absolutely. That night, me and my friend went half and half. Me and my friend went half on $1,000 bet. I was already putting $500 on the dude's hand, and judge said it was a draw, I put my money back in my pocket. Didn't say a word. Ooh, shoot. Oh my gosh. Hey, look. You did what you had to do. Hey, nobody was the wiser. Everybody was still caught up on the draw. You were just able to sneak out the back with the money still in your hand. So, so I guess it was a good night for you. I'll tell you that. Let me see. Now you won the second fight. Canelo clearly won that fight. Okay. All right. Like I said, I'm struggling to remember exactly who won that second fight. Y'all will say that Canelo won the second one. I'm thinking it was a draw vaguely. But again, like I said, vaguely. I'm going to go back and watch it. So I'm not giving you any sort of, bad info. Because I got to refresh my memory on it. I can't lie. Honestly, just to see those fights again, because they were great fights, I will watch them again later on. Probably in the next week or two, because we got a whole bunch to cover for the boxing world this week. So I got to be on it. I got to make sure I got my predictions for Norman versus Jen Sasaki. But still, we're going to look at it. We will look at it. Absolutely. And we'll have this conversation again. No question about it. But my gosh, we are 3 hours and 10 minutes into this show. It is 4:04 where I'm at on the East Coast. Shoot. I was not expecting to go this long at all. But hey, we're here. But I think we got to wrap it up. And I think let's somebody else is something else they want to ask. I think we're going to wrap it up and send it home. It's been a phenomenal show. We better get out of here. So without further ado, this has been another episode of The Watch with me, your host, Jean-Luc Welch. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to the show. We appreciate all your time and energy and effort as we've gone through a whole cavalcade of info on today's episode. Please, if you would, leave a like on the video. Comment your thoughts and opinions on what you liked or didn't like about the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you know exactly when we go and post on the podcast on episodes. And share the show with everybody you can so we keep on building up this empire together. We're on every podcasting platform. Rate us 5 stars there and listen to us everywhere that you can. If you would like, hey, give to the show, give to the channel, support Cash App, PayPal, links in the description if you like what you heard and you want to keep on supporting the show and keeping the lights on, helping us invest back into the show. But I've been Jean-Luc Welch. Y'all have been wonderful. Peace and love. We are right here. Yes, sir. We're going to see you all on Thursday. Thanks for tuning in. And we're going to see you all next time. Absolutely.